Well, hey, welcome to the show before the show, where I check to make sure everything is working. I'm your host and local game guy, Patrick. And this is local game co-host Will. Hey, Will.
Sup?
Uh, 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 Not much. It's been a good week, I think. I have a very, very busy day tomorrow, which I'm not excited for. I think my morning starts at like 5 a.m., but we're going to get through it. It's going to be great. How about you?
Sorry, I was making sure the stream started up properly. You asked how I was or how I am.
Yeah, how's life, man? It's Thursday. We're not even
Uh,
done yet. Still got
Outside of yesterday, been good, been good. I'm gonna vent to you after stream about my day yesterday because it to give the TLDR on stream because I'm not gonna vent about my day on stream. I started my day leaving my house at about 7, and I got back to my house at 8:45 p.m.
Oof. Oh, I mean, I know some people that work long hours, but like you're pretty physically active during those hours.
Yep. And the my last call started at 1.
Oh God. Oh man. Well,
That
nothing.
that was my day. I'm gonna tell you details after the stream. I don't want to like vent about my day because like customer security, all that good stuff on
Sure.
stream. Don't want to say anything online. But
Yeah, yeah.
yes, long day, hard day.
So,
But outside of that, all good.
and just during this week, as a matter of fact, we got some updates to the World of Commander. Good, bad. You can be the judge. But Commander's Bracket beta has been updated as of October 21st. This includes removing some game changers from the game changer list. I'm forgetting if they added anything to it, but also they adjusted how the bracket system reads. So, Will, I'll leave it to you, sir, to cover like the broad strokes here. We're not trying to make this the main point of our conversation today. If you couldn't guess from the thumbnail, we'll be largely discussing hybrid mana cards. Now, it hasn't been determined yet that they will be legal in the way they're suggesting in this article and or the video I linked in the description, but speculatively, we're interested in potentially picking some of these up for decks that wouldn't otherwise have access to these cards. But more on that later.
So to start off, we got general changes to the bracket system, and I feel like what they've said clarifies it a bit better because I can't cheese the bracket system and make bracket 1 cEDH anymore so good. That at least gives some level of priority or some level of more more accurate control.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Um
the one word Gavin said a lot in the video I linked is intent. So,
yes, yes, and they clarified intent, which is what they should have done the first time, so the second draft is a lot better than the first draft.
mhm.
Um, I still have issues with the second draft, but they also kind of said a thing I was saying would be a solution to one of the issues. So I'm actually very happy with how they changed the bracket system. But to start off, reviewing the bracket system, they've said that it kind of worked. It's been nice, but it's had obvious issues, which everybody's talked about constantly. So what they did was they changed the bracket system to both explicitly describe expectations and turns played. So now, for instance, we have like bracket 1, player expectation. Decks to prioritize a goal, theme, or idea over power. Rules around card legality, viability, commanders to have something flexible depending on the pod. Win condition, highly thematic and substandard, and gameplay to be an opportunity to show off their creation. Wins like never wins before turn 9 or knocks a player out before turn 9. And then you can see as it goes down, bracket 2 says turn 8, bracket 3 turn 6, bracket 4 turn 4, cEDH anytime. And I think that that's a pretty good way to summarize it. I'm not going to go through every bracket, but we have it linked. They have I can't remember if they had an image here. No, they didn't have the image on this one,
Mhm.
but somebody else online did an image update for it where they took all of this and themed it in the same way they had the brackets in the other one. I don't know where that came from, but it's basically just a copy paste of this.
Yeah, and it's
In
this is good though. In the article I sent you guys, they do like embolden the number of turns you should expect within the bracket, and then they highlight the expectations, specifically covering decks, rules, win conditions, and gameplay. Uh, Guys, this is a conversation, so feel free to comment in the chat. John's already mentioned that we should just start at bracket 2, and we can probably eliminate bracket 1. I don't necessarily disagree. I do appreciate the intent of bracket 1, this exhibition bracket, but I definitely get what you're saying. And then also, Trixie, yes, what I mentioned about what is the ongoing poll and what I mentioned in the chat is basically what we'll discuss with the hybrid mana symbol.
We're gonna quickly kick through the general bracket changes in like the first 10-20 minutes of the stream, and then the rest of the stream is going to be talking about the cool thing that they announced.
Yeah.
So the other major thing for the bracket system is core is no longer linked to precons. They don't have an inherently precon power level. Precon decks vary in power. They're like, yeah, no, saying bracket 2 is precons isn't too accurate. Some of the precons were bracket 3. We're just gonna use intent as the major thing, and then clearly define intent, which good. Also, going to the discussion of saying let's remove bracket 1, I've kind of said that for a while, but in a weirder way. I said let's make bracket 1 bracket 0. Then actual new bracket 1 would be the precons or the core.
Mm-hmm.
Bracket 2 would be the upgrades. Bracket 3 would be something a little bit before what they define as currently bracket 4. And then bracket 4 is bracket 4, and bracket 5 is still cEDH.
Well, 3 gets the game changers, right? So I guess you have like slightly more elevated gameplay.
Yeah, it's like because for instance, bracket 3, they're saying like no one wins or kills anybody before turn 6. Bracket 4, turn 4. You can have a bracket in between the two where it's like turn 5. And honestly, even like turn 6 feels a little bit early for what they're describing as bracket 3. And in this article, they do say they're considering adding another bracket in between bracket 2 and 3, or 3 and 4. So they think that that is a decent change, and I've been saying it for a while. People know my opinion on that. So that's all good. And the other notable change is a couple things to the game changer list, nothing major. Nothing has been put from ban to game changer, and they said that they're not doing that until February of next year.
Yes,
so we
that's
still have
right.
to
So
wait.
sell off those really expensive copies of The Wondering.
Yep.
All right,
But they did
I'd be
they
a little
did say
concerned.
for game changing philosophy, uh they want to take off a lot of the expensive stuff and a lot of the commanders from the game changer list. And I'm going to kind of read off what they said verbatim, because game changer list philosophy, they basically just said we want to remove things that are like terrible for the game, but we want to keep options open for people, is the long and short of the paragraph at the top. But high mana value cards, if you spend tons of mana on a card for something in Commander, it's going to be strong. We want to keep focus on cards that can change the game in early turns, where it can most frustrate, or where it can be most frustrating for somebody to run away with the game before people have been able to develop. So high mana value cards are likely going to be taken off the game changer list, which also is leading to potentially some cards being removed from the ban list for same logic. But I think they went through most of the cards already that were high mana value banned things. Coalition Victory is still on the game changer list just because it's an insta win. It's sus, but I think that they have said it's not a problem. People aren't abusing it. Even when people do try to abuse it, it's not scary. So it may come off eventually. And then legends that are just powerful commanders. The easiest thing to opt out of is someone's commander. If someone says, hey, I want to play Yuriko, you know exactly what that means, and it's easy to prompt a conversation. If something is also wildly powerful in the 99, it's simply unfun all around. We're fine with leaving it on list, but power alone isn't the reason why it's on the game changer list. And I like that, because having your commander be a game changer didn't change anything, really. It just meant that you couldn't run like that ancient tomb or something like that. Right. I don't think anybody really cared about that. So it didn't really do anything to have like Yuriko and Kennen on the ban list. And because of that, first, for high mana value things, Expropriate, Jin Gitaxis, Sway the Stars, and Vorinclex are being removed from the game changer list entirely. In addition, Kennen, Urza, Lord High Artificer, Winota, and Yuriko are also being removed. And I feel like Urza may need to stay on just because it does disgusting things in the 99.
Yeah.
But then finally, while they don't really fit into this category, they removed Deflecting SWAT and Food Chain for reasons noted below. Deflecting SWAT, while a free spell and powerful, it's notch below counter magic, so it's fine. And Food Chain is an incredibly power combo card. However, it's a combo card. It doesn't cause trouble in lower brackets, anyways. So people can really only use it in bracket 3 and
Yeah.
bracket 4.
Do
It's primarily
people
going to be bracket 4. It's fine and good. That's kind of what I've been saying of like, yeah, game changer should just be things that only affect lower brackets. So since people aren't really playing Food Chain in those brackets and can't by the new rules that they clarified, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, it didn't really make sense in the beginning. I mean, it's if you're playing CDH, none of this really matters with the game changer list, but if you're trying to temper your decks, it's not like food chain's one of the things you're really jonesing for unless your deck is specifically food chain, which I feel like in a casual setting they seldom often are, so yeah, that's fine. All of this
And
makes sense.
cards that fit in all these categories that stayed, Consecrated Sphinx, it's a gross card and people always hate seeing it in casual. Coalition Victory, it's an insta win, and Panoptic Mirror is
Eh,
it's a combo card that can grind value.
sure.
It's on there just because pretty much all the last two are on here because they were banned cards that scare the crap out of people. So they're keeping them there for safety.
I've never cast
Outside of
Teferi's
that,
Protection, man. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Game Changers list of October 2025. I've never casted Teferi's Protection. How does it feel to cast Teferi's Protection? Anyone have a?
very very smug depending on the situation. Because if somebody's like, "Haha, Cyclonic Grifting," you're like,
Is it kind of like Everybody Lives?
Uh, no, it's a one-sided. Everyone lives. It's like,
Okay.
haha, fuck all of you except me.
Um,
um,
Ristic Study.
oh, yes, and then Commander Summit topic discussions. First, Ristic Study. Do you want to pay the one? Should it be banned? They've brought this up. It's on the game changer list, and they've said, should we ban Ristic Study? And they say for now, no, because the card is so iconic. The card is significantly stronger in 4-player formats because instead of one person paying the one who's the only person you're playing against, it's everybody. And that means that you're going to draw more cards because somebody just has to build up their board sometimes. And a little bit of collusion if you're like, hey, can you draw counter magic for that guy? I'll like play Opt and Brainstorm to draw you too. Can you find something to deal with him? So Ristic Study is considered being banned, but it's not being banned yet. And then
Eh,
also Thassa's Oracle. Same kind of thing. They've talked about Thassa's Oracle just being a disgusting combo card.
hmm.
Basically, they say we generally like to avoid banning cards and let the game changer list be a tool in our tool belt. But these are common enough discussion topics that are impactful enough that we'd love to hear from people. For Thassa's Oracle specifically,
Is it? Oh, we're
they
hey,
don't see
we're
Thassa's Oracle
people.
in casual.
We're people. Yeah, I was gonna say. I guess it doesn't really matter in casual. I think it's a boring
Yeah,
way to win in competitive, but there's so many alternatives in blue that it doesn't really matter.
I mean, well,
At least there's an
not
expectation of it.
really. Because with like Jace, you can't do any fancy stuff with Jace. It's harder to find and it costs more. It's 2 extra blue pips. With Labman, you have to play
There's
Labman
more effort.
and then draw a card.
Yeah, there's more
So
effort involved. There's certainly more
yeah,
effort involved. I mean, like, I don't know, man.
I would be very happy if they banned Thoracle and Breach because that would lead to like more interesting combos to exist in the
Yeah,
game. However, I'm fully willing to acknowledge that means like Godo and Najila are going to be monsters, but honestly, they're board-based combos. I am totally fine with that because my issues with Breach and Thoracle are okay. Thoracle enters. Did you have a counterspell? No. Tainted Pact, Demonic Consultation. Did you have a counterspell? No. Game. Underworld Breach. Underworld Breach enters. Did you have a counterspell? No. Oh, you try to blow it up? Counterspell. You try to counter my counterspell? Counterspell. You try to blow it up again? Counterspell. Okay, I just exiled a couple cards from the grave. I win.
Yeah.
It, those are the two most uninteractive combos in the game right now. I would like them to not exist so that other decks can exist, because I feel like people are cutting Swords to Plowshare and Path to Exile in decks, and I feel like if that's the case, then something is wrong with the format.
That's nutty. Yeah,
um,
that's not
but
healthy. Yeah, I don't
they
disagree.
basically did say that Thassa's Oracle is not legal in anywhere except bracket 4 and bracket 5. And people don't really play Thassa's Oracle without like a specific combo, so they don't have any data on it in casual. In competitive, they know it's a constant combo, but they don't know if it's an issue. So,
And
as you said,
that last note you already mentioned, like the third one they're going to mention about potentially bringing in a new bracket between two or three and four. We don't really need to talk on that too much. But to get to the conversation topic of today, and one we can answer as it was so nicely questioned. The fourth and final thing we'd love feedback on is something entirely different: hybrid mana cost. Basically, they want to know how we feel. So what do you all think about hybrid mana cost in Commander? So this is to suggest anything that has a split symbol is going to
either
be
or instead of both.
correct. Like I'll just highlight Kitchen Finks here because they bring it up as an example. You
And
can use it
and it's
in
you. It's you, kitchen table
yeah.
things.
As a matter of fact, it used to be it is my email for this channel, and that is usually my online name when I'm playing games. But uh, green decks, white decks may relish in this, which also means that Simic could use this, and or Orzhov could use this, and or any other color pairing with one of those two colors, right? So that is what the poll is about, and that's what the main topic of discussion is today. How do we feel about split mana or hybrid mana symbols in Commander setting, like them assuming both identities as opposed to either or, as Will suggested? It's important to note that any sort of mana symbol found within the text box is still relevant, right? So, say Deathrite Shaman, I think they even bring up Deathrite Shaman. It has black and green in the text box, so it is still specifically one of those two things. So, you will need to be in Golgari for Deathrite Shaman. But things like Beseech the Queen, on top of our hybrid mana symbols, we have these two Brid mana cost, right? And there's like literally a handful. You can have Beseech the Queen in one hand, and then the
Reaper King.
Reaper King in the other. How useful will this be for colorless decks or I mean, probably useful, but not like the end of the world. It's 6 mana. Like, you're probably doing things way more efficiently than this person. So I don't really feel too bad about this. So far as my thoughts are concerned, great. I feel like I've felt this way for a long time, and I've definitely stated as much. This channel's been around for years, so if you haven't been watching for years, that's okay. But we've done a lot of content talking about the format, obviously gameplay, and just discussions at large concerning Commander. And this is one thing that I'm certain I've brought up on more than one occasion. It really only helps decks that are within the 1 to 2 to 3 mana pie. 4 to 5 colors usually has the most efficient things to do so far as their reach is concerned, but just by virtue of the fact that they're in 4 to 5 colors. So I really feel like this is just a boon for decks that are mono to trip color at best, because most trip colors probably don't even want half of the shit. So it's just going to be good. I think this is like a healthy switch. They could certainly stand to do more, but I think this is a healthy switch for the format, and one I'm hopeful that they'll actually commit to.
Yeah, it leads to a lot of cool openings, and it leads to some colors getting a fix on what they needed. Because, for instance, like as mono white, it's been known as the color that doesn't draw cards at all. White now has access to some blue cards through this effect, and it can get a little bit of draw. Same with green. Green has had a little bit of draw issues outside of draw with power and connecting with Toski. So we're getting like every color is getting a little bit of a a treat from the other colors to break the color pie a bit,
Hmm.
and we can go over cards in detail. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's cool, and I am terrified of a handful of cards for this.
Yeah, some of the ones that I'm most interested in are in that thumbnail. I don't want to spoil it. If you looked at the thumbnail, then you'll know. But also, Wolf, one I've always wished has just been mono black is Murderous Redcap. So you don't know how you feel about it. I know that I actually love the idea of it because that's a card that I desperately want to play in a lot of decks that just hasn't been accessible because it's Rakdos. This is amazing. I would love
Yeah,
this change for that, and I don't think any hybrid cards are busted in any way we haven't seen yet. Angelus, yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I don't feel like most of these hybrid mana cost cards are usually like overcosted because you're getting a diversity of effects. Like you're getting things that are traditionally seen in blue or white or black or whatever part of the hybrid pie it's splashing into. Um, it's actually really interesting for that simple fact, right? Like Will was suggesting, like you're going to be gaining access to effects that aren't typically seen in your part of the color pie, which again will only help certain colors, right? Most of the decks that already have access to these things aren't using them because they're not quite good. Think about how many hybrid mana symbol cards you see in a typical game of Commander. I think Manamorphose and like Storm decks maybe. I'm trying to think of any big ones that are really relevant. Just Deathrite Shaman, really. It's like they're far and few between. So I honestly don't think this is going to hurt the format at all. Go for it.
yeah.
Do it. Let's do it.
I don't think like it's going to shift CDH in any particular direction. I think it's going to shake up casual a lot, but casual, it's your pod, it's your play group. It's not like a specific meta game. So I enjoy it. I like it. We can talk about it.
All right.
And I'm probably going to be bringing up most of the cards because I went through all 475 cards on this list to find literally every card. Even if I went, that card doesn't look like it'll do anything, I still read it just for the sake of it so that I would not miss stuff. So
So
hopefully we're only going to have like a small handful of cards
yeah.
brought up by chat.
Yeah. So if Will brings it up, it's good. So
So you know it's good.
uh,
Yeah, all of the enchantments, all of them, including the bad ones, 100% chance of shattering. That sword was not as good as you made it sound.
watch the finale of Dungeon Soup's barbarian. I don't know what his I don't even know what to call it. His triumph. His it's just a silly
The
episode.
barbarian's quest, the barbarian's
Yeah,
bingo card.
yeah. His Odyssey. He's it's
Odyssey,
amazing.
that's a good one.
Yeah, the barbarian on Dungeon Soup. Just look that up. Unicorn episode's my favorite. He shows up for a little bit at the end. Anyways, on that note, we're going to discuss hybrid mana cards at this point. So Will has a list that we'll go through. These are ones you could speculatively pick up, speculatively pick up in case these get unrestricted, so that you could potentially use them in decks that would really favor these cards. If there's anything we miss or anything you guys want to discuss, let us know. There's over 500. We're not covering all of them. But again, if there's something you want us to touch on, we will look at it. But we're going through these in color order.
Yeah, it's the color pairings.
Yes.
To start off, Beseech the Queen, if Tubert is going to be unbanned. Um, Beseech the Queen is just a good color pie break tutor because paying 6 mana to find Underworld Breach in your Boros deck or in your Izzet deck is pretty good. Being able to tutor for Staff of Domination in Selvala is good. You can just think of like, man, I wish I could tutor for that card I can't tutor for. You can with Beseech the Queen. And if you're running the good mana cards like City of Brass,
Sorry.
you're paying triple black. It's not hard to pay 3 for Beseech the Queen in a 2-color deck. So Beseech the Queen is just going to be a new good tutor. Not going to be everywhere, but it's going to make those awkward combos significantly less awkward.
Yeah. Savala will get by just fine here.
Saval is salivating looking at it
Yeah.
like that.
She's like, I have so much power. She could pay the 6 generic. She could pay the
Please,
trip black.
Una. Let me search up Staff of Domination.
God,
Dom me Fey money.
let me win. Let me win now. Yeah, Goblin Centipede. I love that there was a nod to Human Centipede. Thank God. Any rate, yeah, Besiege the Queen. It's great. It's uncommon for a reason because it's very costly. Trip Black is as good as that one starter card that was very expensive until it was reprinted. Grim Tutor. It's it's not a great card, but it's decent enough. And here's the thing: I think if we just to harp on what I've been saying, if they unrestricted these, I don't think that this is going to crack the meta open. Windmill Slam and Ashaya, that too. I'm going to throw out ones I'm excited about. Ginny Fey, Jetmir's second in mono green. Okay.
Yeah, Beseech the Queen is getting thrown in pretty much any deck that needs an awkward tutor because it's just that good. For if you need a color pie break, it's good.
Yeah.
Um, Unfortunately, the other three monocolor, what is it called? The tuple
Four.
things are not that
Four
great.
Tower Above, Spectral Procession, Advice from the Fae, and Flame Javelin. Yeah, we can skip those.
But going to the first actual hybrid mana, Augur Adept, just a general nice card I wanted to bring up. It's a 3 mana 2/2 that says when this creature deals combat damage to a player, reveal the top card of your library, put it into your hand, and gain life equal to its mana value. It's just a little draw creature for white and white based decks. Not anything crazy, but something that will probably go from like a 30-cent card to like a $1 card, maybe. Speaking of which, Beseech the Queen, I'm pretty sure that's going to get to like $20 at some point
Yeah, what
because
is
if
she
it
in
does get
now?
on there, if it
Yeah,
does get,
yeah. I mean, even the From the Vault version, which is the version I would buy, is like 355. So I have that copy. It's great art. So even if you don't wind up playing it, enjoy the art. But Augury Adept, yeah, I think 3 mana for a draw engine is okay. Again, like you're probably going to limit this to the decks that need draw, but I don't disagree. It's a 2/2 without evasion, so it's a little tough to get in there.
I'm looking up one card that somebody. Oh yeah, that. Yeah. I saw that card. Did not think of it. I'll go over that later.
Ginny.
But my second card, Azor's Electors. This is just a very, very dumb, interesting card that some people
Elocutors?
really like.
Elocutors? Azers?
Electors.
I don't know, man. I
I don't
like
know.
your version. I like your version.
I mean, they're literally the Parliament,
Yeah.
like, like electors, whatever. Um, 5 mana in Azorius at the beginning of your upkeep. Put a counter on it. If you have 5 or more counters, win the game. When a source deals damage to you, remove a counter from this.
Ooh.
This is just an alternate win con. Um, the issue with this was you needed to control hard to make this work, and Azorius kind of eventually runs out of steam to control stuff. You can also potentially do proliferate stuff, but you still need to survive to your upkeep. Um, Having this in just like a blue, like having this in blue green so that you can have a board that'll defend yourself and you can do fog stuff is good. Having this in like white green white black so that you have all of the removal in the world, like throwing this in a squall deck where you're playing casual squall and just wiping the board every turn, this is not a bad win con for something like that. It's not going to be insane, but it's going to be something people are going to enjoy playing, so enjoy trying it out.
Yeah, don't disagree there.
Yeah, funny, I see the card I was looking up because I'm like, I can't remember what this card does, and it's because it was Jetmir's second, and it was Ginny Fey was what threw me off because I knew Ginny Fey, but I didn't know what Jetmir's second was, and it's Ginny Fey Jetmir's second, and I'm like, oh, I'm dumb.
Well, we can put Ginny Fey up on the screen. I mean,
Yeah, I did not have it on my list purely just because I feel like it's better in the command zone than the 99. But for those who don't
she
know,
could be
Ginny Fey
green.
is the Naya thing that can be mono green. And she makes it so when you make a token, instead you can make a 2/2 cat with vigilance or 3/1. Sorry, is it 3/1 with vigilance and 2/2 with haste? It's one or the other.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah, 3/1 vigilance, 2/2 haste. So you take your clues, you take your food, and you make them into good stuff. Um, interesting include for the 99, but honestly, most people I've seen just play anthems if you're doing token stuff.
I'm gonna drop Sledge Titan on the screen too. It's 6 mana, 6/6 trample zombie giant. Whenever a Sledge Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, mill 5 cards. You may put creature card and or land card from among them into your hand. Huh. Okay.
6 mana, 6 mana, 6/6 draw a card.
Yeah. That's the devil's number right there. That's
Yeah,
not bad. I mean, you're milling yourself. That's actually pretty valuable, pending the colors. Like that's kind of sick in like Rakdos, Revival, Underworld Breach kind of shenanigans. It's not bad.
yeah. But getting back into Azorius. My next one is not out yet, but it is just kind of notable. Cat Owl.
Yeah. Okay.
It's an avatar card.
Yeah.
It's a 3/3 flyer for 4 mana. Whenever this attacks, untap an artifact or creature. Um, this is just a way to get mana in white. You can do mana vault abuse stuff. You can do the weird untap shenanigans that are usually a blue thing, but you can do it in white, which is just kind of useful.
Bruh, use
Not high on
Voltaic
my tier
Servant.
list in here, but it's notable.
Yeah, notable for sure. You can use Voltaic Servant, obviously, if you have like additional combat things going on, which you could in like Boros, then this is actually useful in tandem with that. But there's other utilities that are less, so this isn't bad. It's definitely notable.
Uh, my next card, and this one is one of my oh no cards. Dovescape. 6 mana enchantment. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, that player creates X/1/1 white and blue bird creature tokens. Sorry, counter that spell,
I
and
was
that
gonna
player
say,
makes
yeah.
1/1 white and blue creature. I thought it said counter at the end. I skipped over that line. Makes 1/1 bird tokens equal to that spell's mana value.
Mono white.
The fact that you can just toss this in something like Sithis and just be
Yeah,
like, congrats, no one can win the game. I'm just going to keep cantripping out birds and beating the absolute crap out of you is so dumb.
dude.
It's such an annoying effect. And the fact that it's now playable, because think of it this way, you can tech in like green white or blue green, and you're now in the creature colors, and then you just have the most annoying creature based setup you can, and no one can play instants and sorceries for the rest of the game, including artifacts and enchantments.
Bruh.
It's going to be so annoying to deal with this if somebody's
Uh,
like teched into green, and I
yo,
hate it.
I
And the
kind
reason why people don't play this in like Bant and stuff is usually if you're 3 colors, you have more things to access. But if you're in Simic, you will slam this out ASAP
there's a
and annoy
pretty
everybody.
there's a pretty brilliant looking secret lair for this. I actually might buy a copy. It's like $6. Yeah.
It's not that expensive.
No. Yeah. This is kind of ridiculous. Obviously, you would need a stifle, but not even the stifle works.
They counter as your stifle.
Yeah, it's weird. How do
No,
you pop this? Is it to activate? You would use activated ability, I guess, to try to rip
or a
a.
creature with ETB blow up a thing.
Yeah. That's really the
The
only
funny
way
thing
to
is,
do it.
a card that is going to be brought up later on this list completely counters this. Vexing Shusher.
Oh,
Just make yourself uncounterable. You're the only one having fun today.
God, I love Vexing Shusher. Dubscape is
It's
great.
gonna be played more if it's unbanned.
100%.
Or not unbanned, if it's released.
Unrestricted, untapped, uncorked. Dubscape's
Uncorked.
great.
I like uncorked.
Yeah, let's
If,
go with
if they
uncorked.
uncork dual mana.
Just to clarify, it's not a thing yet. No, Trixie, this is all
Correct.
speculative. So they've talked about this, and it sounds like it's like 70-30 on their end. I don't have my ears to the ground with anyone on I'm not going to call them the rules committee, the commander something panel.
Crew, the commander crew, screw it.
Yeah, what do they call themselves? Commander format panel. I don't really know. No one's given me deets from there, I should say, but it certainly sounds like
I
this
think
is
that
going
they're
to
the
happen.
commander summit.
No, they held a commander summit, the commander format panel. They've changed the name. It's not the rules committee anymore. You could put Una Hope of Spira and cheat Dovescape out. That that yo, I kind of like that a lot. That's really funny. Wolf, let's build that. Green Slime is one of my favorite pet cards. It's kind of dope. Dovescape combos with Guile.
Guile do?
Guile. Do you mean the one who Sonic Boom? That one?
Oh, are you talking
No, no,
about
no, no,
the
no, no, no.
creature if a spell or ability you control would counter a spell, instead exile that spell? Oh, so you just have Guile in play, and then you just steal everybody's spells for the rest of the game if they do want to make dubs.
Shut the
That's
fuck
funny.
up. That's
That's
amazing.
funny.
You don't get no, you don't get to cast spells and you don't get dubs. That's kind of
Well,
hilarious,
they
dude.
they still make the dubs, but it's just now, ha ha ha. I get to play the thing that you
Oh,
did.
oh, oh,
Wait,
oh,
no, it just goes infinite, because if you play a 0 mana thing, oh no, it's not 0 mana. If you play things, you just keep exiling your own things and keep making more and more dubs. It'll exile your own things. That's funny.
I like how this thing has like the face of an owl. This Guile.
Yeah, on theme, on theme.
Yeah, very close. Love it. Let's do it.
But yes, Dubscape, scary card. It does not see play because of the very specific color setup that it's in.
Yeah.
But if you can tech into green, you have the ramp to get it out fast, and you have the creatures to make it useful. So scary.
Doesn't Guile just draw out the game when Guile's put into no? Exile the top card. Exile that spell.
Because
Even
Guile doesn't cast the spell instantly, I believe. It says you may cast, right? Let me double check.
no, no, no. You may play that
No, no,
card.
no,
You
no,
may
no.
play
Yeah,
that
you
card.
may play that spell. So because it's May, it does not stop out the game, but you can play the spell without its you can play the spell over and over and over and over again. So whenever Dovescape triggers, you can make infinite doves.
Yeah, but I think it's
So
still specifically play, right? Or I guess
play is cast.
it
Play
is
means cast.
cast. Yeah, I mean, well, they eroded it for Dovescape, mind you, but yeah, it's the same. All right, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Next is the next one, Dovin Hand of Control. He's 3 mana for a 5 loyalty planeswalker. His down tick is until your next turn, prevent all damage that will be dealt by and 2 target permanent and opponent controls. But more importantly, he is a passive. Artifacts, instants, sorceries your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast. That's just a very good one-sided Thalia effect, and now white can run it.
Yeah, I do love a good tax, and it would have passed the Mana Crypt test back in the day. It's passing
Yeah.
the Soul Ring test at least. It's good. It's really good. Make shit harder for your opponents, particularly if you are in white. Like your instants and sorceries aren't going to have the same punching power as like a blue deck. So enjoy this.
Next, though, Enchanted Evening. Another fun card.
Some enchanted evening.
Everything or all of your permanents are enchantments in addition to their other types. Very good for those enchantment decks. If you're doing constellation things,
Yeah.
you're going to be very happy to see this. I think Sithis is cast, so it does not work with
Yeah.
Sithis,
Any
but it synergizes with a lot of things you want to do with Sithis anyways. So it's just a very cool card that lets you do a thing that normally you can't do.
Well, I think Sarah's Sanctum really benefits from this, right? So
Yeah,
all
yeah.
your permanents to include your land. So you're going to generate a lot of mana that you can whip up a lot of spells with. So it's not a bad play. Rebecca Guayard. Enough said.
Uh, Next, Godhead of Awe. This is 5 mana for 4/4 flyer. All other creatures are base power toughness 1. This is just a very mean deck to tech into any game that if you know your friend has a big creatures deck. This is just a way to annoy the crap out of your one friend that plays some kind of stompy deck.
That's a good. It's easy to cheese out. Like if you played an Orzhov deck, you can like reanimate this. It's kind of a good target.
Yep. And next one, and this is one a lot of people have talked about, and I'm like, yeah, no, this is going to go from like a 10-cent card to probably like a $2-3 card. Judge's Familiar. It is 1 mana for a 1/1 flying bird. It says sacrifice this creature, counter target instant or sorcery unless its controller pays 1. The
Oof.
reason why this is going to become a bit more of an expensive card, the fact that it's in white alone now means that your Selesnya decks have like a very weird creature that they can tutor out to counterspell things.
Oh.
Your Orzhov decks have a way to keep reanimating this over and over and over again, so that you just keep saying, pay the one, pay the one, pay the one, pay the one, and you just have that guillotine hovering over everybody's head in the most annoying way
Yeah.
possible by just doing reanimation things with white.
Yeah. I mean, my firm
So
belief has
good.
always been like to have at least 2 targets for any one tutor. And that's like the one thing with Ranger Captain of EOS. He usually just hits Esper Sentinel, but now you have Judge's Familiar. You can raise your captain, your Judge's Familiar. It's kind of funny. I'm like, we have Mana Tithe, and it's not like Mana Tithe is heavily used or abused, but this is a deterrent, right? So people will have to work around this with the knowledge that they are going to have attacks on their thing, and they don't want it to get countered, obviously. So, uh, mana presenting is going to be really important. Just be conscientious of the fact that someone may have like a spirit guide in hand or some shit, but you could usually stop a lot of threats by just having this as a deterrent. And then if it doesn't pay off, you could sack it for some effect, or ultimately leverage it to put someone out of having mana for another spell, if that makes sense. It's good. It's not bad. And I mean, I'm highlighting a sick ass promo, so get that version.
Yeah. Next, I'm going to cover kind of both of these at the same time because they're both on my list for the same reason. Uh, Mist Meadow Vanisher and Mist Meadow Witch. These both do roughly the same thing. Mist Meadow Vanisher says whenever it becomes tapped, exile up to one target non-land permanent, non-land non-token permanent. Return it to the battlefield under its controller's turn, or under its controller's. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Uh, Mist Meadow Witch is 2 mana for 1/1 that says you can pay 4 mana, exile. Oh, actually, Mist Meadow Witch doesn't work. Sorry, I'm going to be tripping a lot because I kept throwing myself off with pay effects in the middle of this because I just
No.
looked up on
Yeah.
Scryfall and I'm like, yay, they all work. And I'm like, yeah, no. Still, Mist Meadow Vanisher, still to a point. It's just a consistent flicker effect that you can run in either Selesnya or Simic. It's something you can tutor out if you're doing ETB triggers in those decks. And flickers permanence, meaning that you can flicker enchantments if you're trying to do constellation stuff. You can flicker artifacts if you're trying to do artifact stuff. It's a cool card.
Yeah, really good.
I yeah. Hopefully, I did not make more mistakes of forgetting the whole mana ability thing
Nothing we've
because
covered.
I
Nothing we've
tried to
covered.
avoid that, but
No, nothing we've covered. You're good. Skyward
all
Spider.
right.
No,
Hmm?
no, nothing. Don't worry.
Next, this is a weird one that I kind of have here more as a spec than anything massive. Pure Sight Marrow.
Oh, oh,
So
Merfolk.
this is a weird one. You can pay either white or blue. First off, it's 2 mana for a 2/2. You can pay an Azorius and then untap it to look at the top card of your library, and you may exile that card. The reason why this is on this list is you can search this up with green for either Selesnya or Simic, which are two decks, they're two colors that you usually have trouble finding wins, weirdly enough. And then you can search up any of the million creatures that say your creatures are mana dorks. And then this lets you exile your deck until you see Thassa's Oracle, draw it with any effect, and then exile the rest of your deck, play for Oracle, win. So this gives you a line in Simic and Selesnya. I don't know if it's going to be the line because it's very obviously telegraphed. Because if you play this, everyone's going to go, oh, kill it before he gets to untap.
Yeah, if they have the solution though. I mean, and it's also weird because it's not presenting by itself that it'll do it. Like I might just play this out earlier because I have shit all to do with my turn, which does happen. I mean, like you only draw 7 cards at a 99 card singleton. Like you're not always going to have the most efficient start. So it's weird. It could be and that's when, and then you're like begging the table not to kill it. You're like, please save your removal for the thing that matters. I don't disagree that there is some utility to this, though,
Yeah,
namely in the monocolor category.
yeah, mono. Well, it's
Well,
Simic and
dual
Selesnya.
green. Yeah,
Simic
yeah,
and
yeah.
Selesnya specifically.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's more of a spec include than anything. But to be fair, the card is 18 cents. If you do want to spec buy it, pay that quarter. Try it out.
Turn into mist also works. I don't know what turn into mist is.
Turn into Mist, I think, is another one of the flicker things.
Gotcha. Don't worry, I couldn't find it. It wasn't popping up.
Yeah, turn into mist. So turn to mist. Um, it's a exile target creature return to the battlefield under its owner's control on the end step. It's the same thing as the witches or the mist meadow.
Oh,
It's
I think Miss Meadow is in this art actually.
yes. Well,
Wow.
there's two mist meadows, but they're both semi-similar looking characters. But continuing from the pure site, Spider Woman. This is go down a little bit further.
Did
We
someone
talked about this before. This just being more accessible is even
stunning
better.
stunning savior? Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Nathan, you brought this up a second ago. I have mixed feelings. Could end up basically in every cEDH deck. Every cEDH deck that it depends on your
Cares
intent.
about stacks, which is
Right.
quite low.
Artifacts your opponent's control entered tapped. I mean, what is this? It's just it's really just collector oof, right?
Uh, well, not Collector Roof. It's
Well, it's a little better. I'm sorry.
Orb of Dreams.
Yeah,
Orb
yeah,
of
yeah.
Dreams.
Artifacts and creatures. Orb of Dreams hits everything. So
Yeah.
this
It's well, I mean, to be fair, it's like usually you don't care about lands getting hit, and usually you don't care about
enchantments. No,
enchantments and
no, no, no,
planeswalkers
no.
getting hit. So it's your battles entering tap, so they actually end the way they're supposed to be facing you, heartless monsters, printing a card that comes out sideways.
Does this bother you if this is eligible in any deck?
Not really. It's just it is not a problem card. It is just a card that can be played in decks. Because my issue is it doesn't stop anything in cEDH, and in casual, it's just a blind obedience. So giving white another blind obedience is fine. Giving blue a blind obedience is maybe a little bit more of a problem, but like, blue getting a okay-ish card is not going to break blue. It's already broken. Um,
No, no, I don't think that this is going to be problematic. Not too
People play
problematic.
that.
Well, hopefully this will encourage more removal. Cemetery Puka has entered the chat. I don't know if you have this in your list, but for 3 mana, 1/2 body, whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, you may pay 1. If you do, Cemetery Puka becomes a copy of that creature and gains this ability. It's pretty fucking dope. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It's interesting. I don't know how useful it's gonna be
Well, if your
because
deck
those like
like kills things,
become copy effects are kind of weird.
yeah, I mean, you need to know that like your mono black or black included deck, it runs a fair bit of removal to where you'll be able to trigger this specifically. I don't think you're going to rely on others to do this for you. I think you're going to try to take what you can, but for 3 mana and 1 total to use that effect, it's really not that difficult for the shapeshifter to shift. Kind of like it. It's not
Yeah, I
obviously
mean,
not
just
as
like
good as something that ETBs and just does it, but
yeah, like I mean, killing somebody's Gulta and then getting a Gulta is not too bad though.
thank you. Yes, it is. Like Will got there. It's blind obedience. Spider Woman is blind obedience.
Yeah, it's just is blind obedience and blue gonna be game breaking? Not really. Um, and my next one is Swans of Bryn Argol.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hopefully I pronounced that well. 4 mana
Bryn
for a 4/3
Ogle.
flyer. If the source would deal damage to this, prevent the damage. That source's controller draws that many cards. This is a fun card that people have tried to make work in a lot of formats and a lot of decks. It being in more accessible colors is nice. If you're playing a Boros Spurn deck, you're going to throw this in because you can burn it to draw cards to get more burn to keep going. So has utility in Boros Burn. This has utility in Izzet Burn. It's just better if you're not playing Azorius, and therefore so much better in specific colors.
Yeah, that's also. I've never seen this card. I'm really loving the art.
Yeah, it's
Sorry.
a cool card. It's one of those like meme pet cards that people have tried making work and have kind of gotten it to work in like 60 card.
Helm of the Cast Lord and Vivi. We might get there. I'll bring it up though real quick. Helm of Gas Lord. Helm of the Gas Lord is 3 generic and Demir, or either or, who knows. It's an enchantment aura. As long as the enchanted creature is blue, it gets +1/+1 and has whenever this creature deals combat damage to an opponent, draw a card. VV is not black, so we're not concerned about that.
Yeah, it's another curiosity effect.
Yeah, that's a more expensive one, but I mean, like,
I mean,
you're upping the
you'll
consistent.
pay it.
Yeah, yeah, you're upping the consistency. Like, who gives a shit?
Shut up
Yeah,
and take my money.
take it, take it. Yeah, buy those. Wow, they're $10 for a common. Who the fuck? What? Who? When? What? Who?
I think it has not been printed much.
Who? That's crazy. I was gonna say buy
Yeah,
those
it has one
foils.
printing. That's the reason why.
Dude, that's insane. VV players, if you care about blinging out your deck, buy them now. Any rate, let's move on.
Uh, Final one is Azorius World Purge. It's just another Sway the Stars effect. Reset the game for 7 mana.
Which one? I'm sorry.
World Purge. World Purge.
World Purge. Let's purge it. Sure. I mean,
It's just another Sway the Stars effect. People care about it. Why not mention it?
okay. You know, the discussion is for hybrid cards to be only playable in monocolored decks. So the Swan can either be played in mono white or mono blue or
I do
Azorius.
not believe it is just monocolors. It's that they can be monocolor. Let me double
Yeah, casually
check though.
competitive. I don't know that that's the
Let me double check.
case. We have
So
it up
third,
here.
fourth. Um,
I mean, that would be fucking stupid.
yeah, you
You
can
might
treat
as well
them
just.
as either color of the two. It's not you treat them. You can play them in monocolored decks. The exact wording they use is the purpose would be that strictly for purposes of deck building, you can treat hybrid mana as it is either two colors. So Reese the Redeem could be in a white deck, and a green deck, or be a commander for a white and green deck. Things like Deathrite Shaman don't work, yada yada. So they're saying that you can put it in a deck that has white in it. They're not saying a mono
No.
white deck.
Yeah, I mean, they don't
Um,
clarify it well here, though. I don't. I can see where maybe. I see.
well,
Well,
it's because of the Deathrite Shaman that throws people off because they say Deathrite Shaman is not eligible for mono black. But the reason why they specifically said that is because it has activated abilities that make it green, even if you had the split identity in the mana cost.
I think that would be
Um,
stupid. Not to say that you're reading into this wrong, but if that is accurate, you're why are you complicating the rules more so than it needs to be? Just make it like, hey, this can be in green decks, this can be in white decks, this can be in Selesnya decks. So like you can run it in your Simic deck, you can run it in your Orzhov deck, like whatever the card is. It doesn't functionally make sense to say it needs to be in mono color. That just doesn't logic. So I mean, if that's the route they go, though, that's awful. I don't know. It just doesn't. It just doesn't logic. But that could be the route they go. I don't know. At least from what we're reading, like it doesn't. It doesn't expressly say one or the other will.
well,
Here
also
at least.
I'm looking because I just typed up mono in search. So they do also say if you have Kitchen Sphinx, you can play it in mono white or mono green. The commander plays. You cannot put uh, commander placement is not the opposite, where your commander will be either mono white or mono green. For design standpoint,
Y'shtola made Helm of the Gas Lord
so
Spike. That's no shit.
they
Okay.
must obey the rules.
Oh, I can see. Yeah, that makes sense. They
Yeah,
spike
so it's
because of Y'shtola. That makes so much. That's
they
common for $10, bro. I don't get
yeah,
it. Sorry.
they do not say you can only use them in monocolor, but they do use a lot of examples where they talk about using them in monocolor decks because that's like the breach design that they're trying to change into. So they're like, you can use Kitchen Finks in mono green or mono white, but they say specifically from a deck design standpoint, it can be treated as either color, not just used in a monocolor. So we're good. You can
Yeah.
use like the
How
next
how
card,
confusing that
Ashiok
how
in an
confusing would
Izzet
that
deck.
be, dude? How confusing would that be? That'd be
Yeah, that would
horrible.
be a headache.
Yeah, for like
Um,
people getting into it, they're like, "Oh, I can use split color," but like, "Oh no, split color, but only in mono of one of the colors." And it's like, "Oh, but everything else is fine so long as it's in my identity. And then it's like, yeah, right.
Thank-
So like, oh,
Thankfully, it's not that.
I
They're
I don't.
specifically saying we're good.
No, please don't do it that way. Please don't do it that way.
Yes,
That's
dear
so.
Lord, Rules Committee, or
No.
what are they called? The Commander,
Commander format
uh,
panel.
yeah, the Commander format panel.
Don't fuck
Please,
it up.
please do not make it just monocolored.
Don't
That would
do
be
that.
both a headache to explain to new players, and two, just soul crushing for the
Yeah.
whole purpose of deck design.
They're like, yeah, enjoy this monocolored deck. It's no, it's not even. It's like you're gonna crack open one trip color deck, please. Like, who
Uh,
gives a shit?
Yeah. Ashiok
Anyways,
Dream Render, though. This card is kind of disgusting. It's 3 mana for a planeswalker with 5 loyalty that says spells and abilities your opponent's control cannot cause that controller to search the library. So it's an opposition agent that you can now run in any blue deck. In addition, you can -1 to have target player mill 4 cards and exile each opponent's graveyard. So it's grave hate in blue now. That scares me.
speaking specifically of monocolored decks, what about Katara? Would she run this? She's so
Mm,
dense with good shit. I don't know that she needs it, but like,
I Katara cares more about removal than she does about stacks. I would put other stacks pieces in
yeah,
before this, but like there's a lot of blue decks that you would put this in.
yeah. No, it's not bad. I mean, this is one of the best planeswalkers to come from the set. If you guys don't know, like, War of the Sparks had a shit ton of planeswalkers. It was just like planeswalker galore, coupled with really cool Japanese art variants. Um, yeah, Ashiok is one of the better ones. It's great to see it in colors outside of its own pie. I maybe like mono black stacks would even want to manipulate this. So it's not
Yeah,
bad.
I'm putting it in Squall. We would probably put this in Squall because we can mill
Mhm.
4 cards and then recur this if it ever dies.
It's pretty
Like,
good.
it's very good.
Honestly,
It
yeah, like yeah, it's actually really good as
also
like a
got
target.
stained glass art, chibi art. Like, you got all the options. Let's go.
I forgot about the chibi one.
Uh, then we have a cemetery pucka. Pucka.
We
We
discussed
already covered
Puka.
pucka. Pucka. Not
Puka.
pucka. My
Uh,
next one is Cunning Nightbonder.
yeah.
This is 2 mana for a 2/2 with flash that says your flash spells cost 1 less to cast and cannot be countered. This is just good for any casual deck that cares about flash cards. Not really cEDH thing. Very nice and casual. It's cost reduction and protection.
Yeah. I don't hate it. Spells with flash. Do you run this in your shadow deck? Oh, he has
Shadow the
split
Hedgehog.
second. He has split
Dude, he's
second.
split.
And how many? I don't know how many flash spells you're actually manipulating. Eh,
You could run your Sonic deck if this rules change happens. You could
yeah,
do it in either.
there you go.
Um, Next, another card that this is another
Thank
Dimir
you.
card that I think is just going to be a problem. Um, Dire Undercurrents. This is on the next page.
Sorry, but yeah, Angelus was like, yeah, I'd run that in Sonic.
I mean, that's just a good card. Like, cost reduction and your stuff can't be countered. If you care about Flash, awesome card. But Dire Undercurrents, 5 mana for an enchantment. When a blue creature enters your battlefield, you may have target player draw a card. When a black creature enters your battlefield, you may have target player discard a card. That is gross in both colors.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like black with like a good persist line would just like wreck you.
Well, even if you're just like getting a couple black cards out here and there, you're like, hey, guys with 4 cards in hand. I'm gonna make like 8 black pests. Discard your hands.
Yeah, not non-token, right? Not
Yep.
non-token.
And then speaking of non-token, Locust God. Those are red-blue Locust tokens that get created when you draw.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could manipulate this with Lotus God. Who's is it, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, who's very
So
specifically is it? That's not bad. I mean, it's
even
kind of costly, mind you. I feel like this might be in a more casual setting, but it's like super
yes,
effective.
this is no way competitive, but in casual, this is gonna be a brutal card.
How about Dire Undercurrents in winter?
Uh, I mean, Winter kind of already does the discard stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, There's so many decks that Dire Under. If you're a token deck, Dire Undercurrents is just kind of really good as long as you're not branched out into a ton of colors. Going to my next card, and this is one that a lot of people love, and I'm happy that it can be played a little bit more. Dream Salvage. It's 1 mana for an instant. Draw a card for each card, or draw a card equal to the number of cards target opponent discarded this turn.
Huh.
It's just 1 mana, draw like a handful of cards. If you're doing like Wheel of Fortune
I was
things,
gonna say, yeah. I mean, that's
pretty
kind of a
good.
cool way to keep the ball rolling, right? Like if you in a low cost way to do it, like an Rakdos deck. It's not
Yeah, it's a
horrible.
this was a Notion Thief card that people really liked and people teched in. But honestly, in like Rakdos, just going like, oh, I'm gonna after Wheel of Fortune, draw 7 more cards myself, and then maybe replay this by giving it buyback.
Dream Salvage goes into winter.
Dream Salvage is going to go into a lot of things. If you have any discard effects in your deck, like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's kind of fair. Um, Next one, and this one's in here just because there's a lot of ways to make this very annoying. Fated Transfer, move all counters from target creature onto another target creature. This is just a very spiteful tech card. This can do some weird things as well for your deck. So this is good at annoying some friends or just giving you value. So with the whole new summons thing where we have all these saga creatures, this lets you remove all the saga counters from your saga creature to reset them. So it's a cool tech card. People might like it. It's kind of useful. Next,
I mean, I are we coming up on Sig? Sig River Cutthroat is Demir.
yeah, Sig is. I think Sig is a good deal further down. We had Helm. We already talked about Helm,
We'll bring up
but
Sig. We'll bring up Sig in a second.
yeah. Memory Plunder.
Yeah.
Memory Plunder is the next one I wanted to bring up, which is the deck one. This got reprinted in Commander
Wait, what'd you call me?
a couple times in Commander.
Gyruda?
No, just Memory Plunder.
I'm just joking.
Memory Plunder is just 4 mana, instant. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. In casual, this has always been like an iffy card. Just being able to play this in more decks is actually very nice. And are we at Sig? I think I have like one more card right before Sig, and then we can go over Sig. Yeah, Shadows of Doubt. Another really good card that I like that is going to be seeing play everywhere. It is 2 mana for an instant that says players can't search libraries this turn. Draw a card.
Hmm. I mean, Oswald doesn't like reading that, but it's funny. Blue probably doesn't give a shit. Black does. It's just another alternative to like opposition agent.
Yep. Next, Sig, River Cutthroat, as people wanted to talk about. He's 2 mana for 1/3. At the beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 3 or more life this turn, you may draw a card. This can just be incidental draw if you have a way of damaging your opponents on their turns. It's a decent draw engine. A lot of decks that do that are already in the colors where you could play Sig, though. So I don't know if Sig's going to be changed in the 99 too much, but like it's an option.
Hmm.
For if you need like a black draw deck, it's attack to get 1 extra draw turn for 2 mana, which is it's nice. I brought up the 3 mana guy, so Sig is worth bringing up.
No, it's not bad. I think transfer needs to be kept in mind for when Star Trek comes out. It's going to be useful for all the stations and starships. Move all counters from target creature onto another target
That is
creature.
also true. You just destation somebody's thing in the rudest way possible.
Yeah, or up station your own thing. I guess if you built in a way to manipulate this.
Well, your thing already has to be a creature to move the counters to it.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's interesting because you can move shit. It doesn't matter what the target is. It's not like opponents or yours, or you can move. You just move counters. You just move
You
counters.
can just overcharge the crap out of your elf. You just
Yeah.
I see you have 999,000 or yeah 999,999 counters on your Millennium calendar. I'm going to make it into a creature, then move all of those counters onto my elf. It now has an one short of a million
Oh,
counters.
that is high effort. Don't do it. Sig is
Uh,
good in Gearson Storm. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it is.
Next, Symbiote Spider-Man. We've covered him before, but he's just punch a player. when you do, look at the top X cards where X is the damage you did, put one in hand and rest in the graveyard. You can pay 3 mana to exile him from your graveyard, put counter on a creature you control, and then give it this card's other effects. Um, it's just an interesting way to mill yourself in certain decks, and the fact that you can play it in like mono black or black decks is it's useful. It's good.
It's good. Don't
I
disagree.
think that was the last. That was the last Dimir card
For
I had
dimmer.
for Dimmer, because the
Yeah.
rest of them are like pretty overly straightforward cards. The one that I wish I could have put on the list but can't was a Waterlogged Teachings. It's 4 mana for an instant. You can search for an instant or flash card, put it to hand, but you can't play it because the backside is a land and it
Wah,
has both
wah.
colors on it.
Sorry, boys. Yeah, if it just read tap for black, it would have been okay. I would love some
Rakdos
runs.
has a bit less from here. I found less and less cards to include, but I still found some. So
Interesting.
first,
So
I'm going to
when you
start with
move
the
away from blue, you find less useful cards. Is that what you're saying, Will?
true. Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
heard. That's what I that's what I
Don't
heard.
worry, we'll have more cards when we get to
Simic,
Simic,
I know. I
which
know.
is
God, how
we have
sad is
a
that?
Cryptborn Horror as my first Rakdos card, and it's a 0/0 Trampler for 3 mana that enters with +1/+1 counters equal to the amount of life your opponents have lost this turn.
Ooh.
Um, in Redburn, this is just a very beefy boy. It's 3 mana for like a 12/12 a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's viable in those mono red burn decks is really nice.
Just careful of their fade transfer.
Yeah. Next is what is it? It's Din of the Fire Herd. It's 5. It's 5 and then Rakdos, Rakdos, Rakdos. So it's 8 mana in total for sorcery.
Ooh.
You create a red black elemental token. Target opponent sacrifices a creature for each black creature you control. Then sacrifices a land for each of their choice for each red creature you control. It's another land wipe card and kind of a creature wipe. It's targeted though, so kind of better, kind of worse. But notable land wipe card that some people are going to like because it is asymmetrical.
Like this, all the Ratabrick suggestions. I also like how Elite Headhunter looks like he's from a Demon's, like a Souls game, straight up. Sorry, but yeah, Din of Fireherd's fine. I see why you noted it. The land destruction is kind of relevant.
Yeah, it's just screw one player in particular in red decks.
Honestly, Symbiote in Ratabrick is kind of nutty.
Yeah, Ratadrabbit. Why I cannot remember the name.
Ratadrabic. Sorry,
Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, it's the skeleton guy. Yeah,
yeah. We talked. We didn't do a build for this guy, but we did talk about
people built them enough.
Yeah.
Next card. This card is really mean in mono black. It is Fulminator Mage. It is 3 mana for a 2/2 that says you can sacrifice this to destroy target non-basic land. Put that in Squall.
Oh, please, God, let me put that in Squall. Please, God. Dude, I just, you know what? Wait, Volk Island's the only thing you got for blue? Destroy that.
Yeah. And the worst part is, with like a Chthonian Nightmare and things like that, you just keep going, and it's back, pop another, and it's back, pop another, and it's back, pop another.
Good.
This card is going to be brutal because black land destruction is significantly more viable with this card existing. Also, one thing I wanted to point out for Din of the Fireherd, and this is something that's going to come up for a lot of other cards later. You can get both creature and land destruction in a mono red deck with this card because there's a lot of cards that incidentally make tokens off color. Like you'll have red cards that make black tokens, you'll have green cards that make blue tokens, and so on. So with things like Din of the Fireherd, you can actually break color to get both sides of the effect. Just pointing that out.
Duly noted.
Because I always joked about a God Eternal and Ketra making black tokens, and I'm like, I'm technically Orzhov.
Can we talk about Murderous Redcap now?
Yeah, that is the next one on the list. Next, Murderous Redcap. I will let you take the lead on that.
Yes, 4 mana, 2/2 body, has persist, but who gives a damn? It's a goblin assassin that says when it enters, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. It's just a really good persist body that has been dying to be in mono black. For all those mono black decks I've built for any kid out there who's had a dream, a persistent dream of mono black winning the game through damage with an efficient line, this could potentially be your gift from the Commander's rules panel, Commander format panel. I hope they do the change. I think murderous red crap. He is murderous.
Red crab.
He is
No, no,
no.
Patrick.
It's a Freudian slip because right now he is kind of relegated to red
He is.
crap.
He's Rakdos crap.
Yeah, but it's like he would be useful if he was just black, and sadly, he's Rakdos. So like right now, he is kind of murderous red crap. But provided they make the switch, he's either or. You can use him in your mono red deck for whatever the hell reason, or you can use him reliably in a persist combo. And I would love to. This is a card I've wanted to leverage for a long time. Also, there's really cool art. This F&M promo, by the way, I just want to put that out there.
And this also this gives you a lot of lines in Golgari and in Gruul, because green is kind of well known for making your creatures enter with counters, so it just opens up a lot. I like it. I like it as well.
Let's go Golgari. Let's go
Yeah.
Golgari, boys.
Next is Obosh, literally the next card. I don't like this card in the companion zone. With it being now monocolor, so you can put it in like a Boros burn deck, or you can put it in like just a Golgari punchy deck or something. It makes it a little bit better. I still don't care about it as a companion too much. However, you don't need it to be a companion for this to be a good card. It's just 5 mana, double damage from sources you control, as long as they're odd sources. So you're still going to be able to get a ton of value out of this card. Like if you're playing a mono red Torbrand deck, your 1/1 creatures are going to, like, let's say your 3 mana pingers, actually. Your 3 mana pingers are going to deal 2 extra damage off Torbrand, which is going to be doubled with Obosh to 6. So you're dealing 6 damage by tapping a creature instead of dealing 1. That's really nice. Obosh is just going to be a cool card for burn decks, for punchy decks, and it's just significantly more viable. So, happy. Like it. Good. Good lad.
Yeah. Mono black Machias, red cap, 1000%.
It's funny with mono black Machias, you need to have an outlet for it, because like you can't have red cap kill itself, but you can either do a sack effect or blood artist, because you can have red cap ETB kill itself with Machias,
right.
and then loot blood artist, or you can have a sack effect to like kill your opponent with things,
Right.
because as long as you have the Cereseer out, you can kill your red cap and reset.
Or Carrion Feeder, and then you...
Yeah, or Carrion Feeder. Carrion Feeder is very viable there.
Yeah.
I can't remember. We got the new Surveil one as well. What's that called? It's like something collar zealot.
Blue collar zealot, white collar zealot.
Is it blue collar zealot?
No, I'm just joking. I know I'm making this up. I don't know.
There's one other kind of notable Rakdos card, and I'm only going to bring it up because I know somebody else is going to bring it up, but I don't like it, and it's Spiteful Visions. It's 4 mana for an enchantment. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card, and whenever a player draws a card, this enchantment deals 1 damage to that player. This is more playable in mono red. Like, this is playable in mono red now, where red has like another effect that just burns their opponent, but like, burning on draw is not super relevant. This card did not see a lot of play in decks that actually cared about it, even in what's it called, the Grixis commander, that's whenever an opponent draws a card, you deal damage to him. They didn't really care about this. I don't think what's his name, the demon that everybody likes right now, Kingpin, what's his
no Obnixilis.
Yeah, I don't think Obdex played this in cEDH or anything. This is probably still notable for both burn decks and like random ping effect decks. So maybe I'm just not high on it.
Nah, it's fine.
So that was my Rakdos. Next, we got Gruul, and I have an equal number of cards for Gruul. Starting off
Burning Tree
with...
Emissary? It's not going to work.
Yeah, Burning Emissary sadly does not get any change.
Sadly,
but after Burning Emissary, Cheering Crowd.
Easily one of my favorite arts, though, in the game of Magic. I'm just trying to see if
Yeah,
there's new art for Burning Tree Emissary, and I guess there is. Run the OG one, please. Sorry, go
I
on.
I will say this: so cheering crowd being playable in mono green is really nice because green is like the +1/+1 counter color. Doing it in Simic, doing it in a couple other colors is very nice. Yes, you're giving mana to your opponents as well, but if you're just like a big mana deck, fine,
Like,
give them a little bit of mana.
like Belby.
Yeah,
I don't say this is a
basically build a
Belby card.
Belby.
This is not. Yeah, this is Timu Belby here. This is
Yeah.
Belby. This is Belby at home. You don't want this version. But I mean, I guess you
Uh,
could do this.
Here's one card that I'm going to recommend that everybody do actually spec buy. Because note the not the crowd, the next card. Note this has not been confirmed yet. We may still not get the hybrid mana into either or as opposed to both.
Uncorked.
But if this does happen, this next card is going to spike from $1 to like $30. Guttural Response.
Yeah.
1 mana instant counter a blue instant.
If you don't already have this card, I mean, it's essentially like what REB and um, why am I forgetting the other one? Pyroblast are. It's not the same, but it's pretty damn close.
Yeah, because
I
this
have a
just
copy.
counters
You should
any
have a
blue
copy.
instant. It's green has a red elemental blast now. That's all that matters.
Kind of needs it, honestly, dude. It kind of needs it. Get the one that has Wart quoted in it, please. That's the copy to get. I know the Gorilla's fun. I know the Gorilla's
Yeah,
fun.
I have a copy of the Gorilla one because I got it in the Joyra versus Precon
Ah, okay, okay.
when those battle precons were still a thing.
I have like a for my Wart to raid mother deck. I bought the one that had Wart referenced in it.
Um, I'm going to also give an honorable mention card that I battled with myself on whether I should include it, so I'm just going to bring it up. Impromptu Raid. It's 4 mana for an enchantment. You can pay 3, reveal the top. If it isn't a creature, mill it. Otherwise, put that card onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste and is sacrificed at the beginning of the next end step.
Cool
This
outlet.
is just yeah, it's a fun, cool card. It's a build around more than anything else. It's bad, but I love it.
Savala outlet. I mean, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Um.
don't know that you. No, fuck that. Haste is great. I don't know. This seems good to me. I mean,
Well,
obviously,
like
you
it just
finale of
if you have
devastation.
infinite mana, you cheat
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah,
out. But
yeah.
it's basically 4 mana does nothing if you don't have infinite mana because otherwise it's just I invested 15 mana to cheat out a six mana thing
Yeah. I mean,
that
it's funny
sacks
because
at the end of the turn.
generally Savala wins with like some line of play that includes Eternal Witness and Teamer Sabretooth. You're just gonna
Yeah.
do the thing you want to do repeatedly, anyways.
Well, I mean, with Beseech the Queen, now it's just going to be staff domination all day, every day. But
Kind of, yeah. Just narrow those lines down. Guttural Response is great. Definitely pick up, yeah. Definitely pick up some copies. A copy, just in case.
yeah, at least one, so you can say you have it for cEDH if you do want to play it, because that card is going to jump. Maybe not to 30. I may have over exaggerated a bit, but it's going to jump a good amount.
Yeah,
Speaking of cards jumping, because people are going to love playing them, Manamorphose.
yeah, sick ass card. I love this card. It's just color fixing, and it
Yeah,
also cantrips. So basically, it's like having a 98 card deck, provided no one counters this or cares about this. And generally speaking, people don't. You do need to put mana forward for this, so there it is a pain point, but it's good. It cantrips, it fixes, and it will actually help you cast your Beseech the Queen. I don't know.
yeah. It's good in Bergie. It's good with like color fixing in any 2 color deck. It's just a good card if you're doing like Gale, Thousand Year Storm, Polymorph stuff. Getting casting Manamorphose and copying it like 12 times is definitely a way to win the game.
Wolf, you're discussing a line of play with Hulk, Murderous Red Crap for now, and Malira. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The green girl.
Yeah,
Raid seems good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Raid seems good with Seedborn Muse. Oh, Will doesn't believe in Seedborn Muse, so
Uh, well, impromptu raid doesn't say sacrifice it on your next end step. It's just the next end step. So, like, you can build up a little bit, but you're still sacking the creature. That's the reason why it's not that good. Also, Seedborn Muse is mid. Say
Yeah.
that only for cEDH.
Yeah.
For casual, Seedborn Muse is good, but like, I still stand by the fact that like only Kennen Thrasios and what's his name, King Karlov. Uh,
Mm.
those are really the only decks that play Seedborn Muse. It does work in those decks, but it is bad in every other green deck.
Ral
So
Zarek.
it is mid. It does good work in the decks where it is played.
How do you feel about Ral getting Metamorphose? What is
Uh,
his full name? What is the wait?
does
Damn.
that change anything for Ral?
I mean, it's just a good
It's just
it's
a
just a good
storm thing.
storm card. Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's just another cantrip. Like
Dude, what's his
it's
name?
good.
What's his name again? Ral what?
Ral Zarek,
No, 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 no. The card. It's not the non planeswalker version. They're crazy.
Ral Zarek, isn't it?
Maybe I misspelt it. Well, I mean, there's this one. That's amazing. That combos with Time Vault. At any rate, let's
Oh,
move.
yeah, it's not Ral Zarek. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's killing.
I'm gonna see. Hold
I
on,
don't have it.
Ral by EDH Rec Rank.
You find it.
Give me a sec. I've seen several Rals, but not the creature Ral. He'll pop up.
Metamorphose and Ral.
Ral Monsoon Mage. I think that's what you're talking about. Which, yeah, that's good. Like that sets up for that Ral pretty well.
Oh, did I just miss this?
Um, next card, actually, next two cards you don't even need to pull up. You can keep looking up Ral because anyone who knows the channel knows these two cards by heart. Vexing Shusher. 2 mana for a 2/2. You can pay 1 mana, either red or green, to make a spell uncounterable. It itself is uncounterable. Really good to be in red because it can be tutored by goblins. Really good to be in green because it makes all your stuff uncounterable. Happy to see you. Happy to have you in all of those decks.
Yeah, love it. 2 mana.
And then
Split ability.
one card that it's in the 99 of very few decks, but it will be in the 99 of more. And this is one of your not favorite but well liked commanders, Patrick. Wart the Raid Mother.
You put this in the 99? Guess you could.
You can put it in the 99 because you can search it to double up other stuff.
If only she cost less.
Yeah.
Conspire is such
But
a good ability, but damn, is it demanding.
but putting like Wart the Raid Mother in like a Simic deck just feels vile because it's like you can still only copy your green instants and sorceries using Wart, but like who cares? Just going like, God, I'm gonna tap 2 things to explosive vegetation twice, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
tap 2 things. I'm gonna search out 2 creatures, and I'm not running combos, but I am still getting out 2 of the biggest creatures that you've ever seen into play.
Yeah. And like the trick was, at least at the time of playing it, to bring out 2 card creature combos, right? So you just leverage your bodies to help you storm, and then ultimately you play a creature tutor to win.
Yep.
It's nice. But and
Uh,
a lion's share of those spells were green, so
yep.
it's not bad.
And go to Selesnya. Conclave Evangelist. It is basically another Scoot Swarm, but it's the Scoot Swarm that you can now play in white. It's a 5 mana for a 4/4 with Myriad, and when it deals combat damage to a player, you create a token copy of this.
Huh.
So you just keep making 4/4s. Just keep swinging.
I kind of dig this. What
Yeah,
deck wants
like
this? What deck wants this?
uh, any white deck that cares about board state. Like if you just can make it so that this gets through, good. In green, if you have any way of giving this trample, good. Like any deck that cares about going wide enough in green or white would probably enjoy having this to some extent.
All right, isn't this is the art I remember? Isn't Wild Canter part of some infinite lines? I don't know. This is the
Oh yeah, that's the sack to get 1 mana of any color.
yeah. It's essentially
Uh
like a blood pad or any of
yes,
those
but
piggy
I'm pretty
banks.
sure those are like kind of bad lines. Usually people use this as a mana battery, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I dig it. I mean, I we could bring it up. It's a good card. I mean, you
Yeah.
might potentially want to run this as like a way to turn two out your three drop or something. Yeah. I mean, if you're in green, you likely have it, but
Consistently getting Bergie out, stuff
yeah,
like that
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
nice. Getting Electro out. Yeah.
There you go.
Battery Man.
Yeah. I need the battery for my battery. Yeah, I dig that. All right. What's next, Will? We got to have
Uh,
something better than the
frac-
evangelist.
Fractured Gust.
Okay,
This is
okay.
a pretty good one. It is 5 mana for an instant that says destroy all artifacts and enchantments, and you gain 2 life for each permanent destroyed
Oof.
this way. Uh, Having this in white or green is just really good. People play Bane of Progress and don't tutor for it. This is just nice. Like, there's not a lot else to say. It's just it resets a lot.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Just be wary if you're playing Sithis.
Yeah.
This will hurt you.
Oh yeah, you are only playing this if you're like a creature or spell deck. Which, granted, if you're like white, whatever, yeah, you're probably a creature deck, and if you're green, you're probably a creature deck. So
No, I dig it. No, it's not bad. I think Fracture and Gust was brought up earlier, and the Gust is an instant speed. Yeah, hell yeah. Angelus, it might have been
yeah,
you. I think you brought up Fracture and Gust. It's a good card.
yeah, love it, love it. Next is Growing Ranks. This is just a 4 mana enchantment that on your upkeep it populates. There's a lot of token decks that would be very happy to have this, so it's just another include. The fact that it's available in more colors just means it's available for more decks, so people are going to enjoy it.
Nathan says Cantor is infinite with enduring renewal, better than Ornithopter and Green White.
Uh,
Enduring renewal is that funky enchantment.
oh yeah,
Yeah. We all know from Ice Age. I guess Time Spiral. I think I
what's
own the Time Spiral copy. God, I pulled shit from Time Spiral. I pulled like Hellkite Bowgarden. I think was like the biggest thing I pulled from Time Spiral. What a sad set for me.
I, I'm trying to think of like a deck that would want to run that enduring renewal combo, and I legitimately cannot think of one.
Bowgarden Hellkite, excuse me.
'Cause it's either Boros deck or Selesnya deck.
So we're not really helped out too much here.
Yeah, like that is another combo, and it will be slightly more playable, but I don't know how much it changes.
Yeah, Fracturing Gust with Enchanted Evening, some form of like protection. You got to keep your shit around for sure. You
Also,
want to
can
do
I
want to do
just
one
say I'm
something.
gonna feel horrible for Scryfall who have to like sort through all of these cards and update it. So it's like when you're looking for color identity green, you're gonna see all of these cards pop up as well.
Nah, maybe they're happy for it. They're like, oh shit, I got 475 cards to sift through. Like they gives them some work, man. It gives them something to do. I don't think it's a bad thing. We all need something to
Well,
do.
speaking of work, here's your favorite card at work, Patrick, Kitchen Finks.
Would you put this on the list as a
I put it
persister?
on the list purely because it is a low cost persist creature,
Yeah.
and also it does a thing. Like it's if you kill this infinitely, it is an outlet. Specifically, if you are in green, we have several green commanders that have come out recently that say your creatures enter with counters. So this just goes infinite very easily. Like, yay, good, happy, gain infinite life.
Coal Clamp could run it. Finks?
Oh, is that for the I think that was the combo with the mana battery and the enchantment.
Mm.
Yes, you could do that, but the issue is you don't have a good way of finding the enchantment, and the enchantment is 4 mana. I'm not saying like it's unplayable. It's it is still playable. It's just not compact enough for cEDH. You'd play that in a casual deck just because you want both of those cards. And I can think of probably a few decks that would be fine with having those cards because there's definitely stuff with like Marath that you can do weird things with that. But by like as its own combo, I don't know. Also, next card. This one is going to be an honorable mention from me because I just wanted to bring this up because I thought that this is kind of hilarious.
Mm.
It's Nature's Chant, and it's
It's not
just
bad. It's not bad.
well, it's disenchant. And the reason why I bring this up is now instead of digging through your binder for disenchant, you can just grab that Nature's Chant that you haven't put in any deck.
Much easier that way. It's okay. It's okay. It's flexible, but
Yeah,
you don't
it's
need
just
another
another
one.
disenchant.
If you're in green or honestly white, you're probably good.
Yep. Uh, Next you have privileged position. It is 5 mana. Your other permanents have hexproof.
Or as the kids call it, PP.
Yeah, PP. Well, guess what? Now you can splash PP.
Well, not yet. They're gonna
Yeah,
let us
true.
know.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
gonna let us know whether we can splash PP or not. But it's not bad. Other permanents you control have hexproof. I mean, that's pretty damn good. You've got like
In a
one
stack
safeguard.
stack that just makes people want to scoop.
I mean,
Just
honestly, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, does Sithis run this? She already did, right?
the
It's
panel's gonna
okay.
let us know we have PP. It's the PP panel.
The C Commander PP panel.
We got to talk about this card specifically. We need to bring up the Commander PP panel.
C PPPP. I think Wild Canter goes into Dargo list, like Dargo, Timna, Dargo, Tibesh. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. That does make sense
Yeah, it's decent in Dargo. I can agree to that.
for sure.
Next, Safehold Elite. It is just a 2/2 persist creature. Same reason as Kitchen Finks. You can go infinite with this. Kind of easy in green.
She
The
sticks.
main bottleneck on these effects is you need a way to sacrifice the creature that lets you end the game. And you're probably going to do like green, red, or green, black to do it. But just more of these combos is good because green has had persist combos, but I think the cheapest persist creature you had in green before this was like 4 mana. Now we have a 2 and a 3. Like, good, happy lad.
Yeah, I will bring this up because it's a really good card and there's really good art for it. Dryad Militant is Selesnya, a 2/1 body. If an instant or sorcery card would be put into the graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. This is really good stacks.
Yeah,
Um,
good breach hate.
yeah, really good breach hate. I mean,
Forgot that was a multicolor card. I forgot that was a hybrid.
yeah, it is good against breach. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, for sure. And Will, you beat him right
Uh,
to it.
Next card is not changed by this effect, but I wanted to bring this up because this card gave me a heart attack when I initially looked at it, and then my heart started beating when I reread it. Seed Cradle Witch. This does not work, but it is 1 mana for a 1/1 that says you can pay 2 green white, which is the reason why it doesn't work, to give target creature +3/+3 and untap it.
Sorry, Savala.
The second I thought, I was like, yeah, Savala, because you just tutor this and you go infinite. I was like,
Sorry,
oh dear
Savala.
God, no. And then I'm like, oh no, it's the cost. The cost of the effect means you can't do that.
God, I would love that. I would break
That
Savala
would have
back
been
out.
disgusting. Casual Savala turn 2, turn 3, Green Sun Z in the game.
I like that you called it casual.
Well, hmm?
No. There's nothing casual about that, sir.
Which thing? What did I call casual?
No. You said a casual Savala play.
No, yeah, I'm gonna casually
Yeah.
play Savala on 2.
No, that'd be gross as fuck.
Yeah, so that card nearly gave me a heart attack, and I'm like, oh wait, no, we're fine, we're good, we're alive.
Slots into Winota. Who? The Dried Militant. Yeah. I can see that.
And what was the last card? Wheel of Sun and Moon
Ooh,
was the
every
last.
excuse to run this card, right?
Hmm?
Looking for excuses to run this card.
Wheel of Sun and Moon.
Yeah, it's a Zoltan Gabor card.
Yep. It's enchanted player. If a card would go to that player's graveyard, put it to the bottom of their library instead. Just a cool grave hate effect that can also potentially enable some combos and do some weird stuff. It's not. I cannot think of a way to break this right now, but it being playable in more decks means that it can see more play. It'd be fun. You can play this in Zur now. Like, you can do funny things. Which I'm gonna have to re-go through all of this and be like, are any of these Xur cards that you can search up now?
Wheel of Sun and Moon. I know there are combos for this. I just forget them.
Yeah.
They've never been quite good, but potentially putting this into one or the other will be helpful. All right.
Next we have Orzhov.
Yeah, we do.
And a lot of these are basically going to be
Oh,
different takes on the same thing. So I'm just going to kind of go through these relatively quickly. Uh, Cauldron Haze. It's one in an Orzhov for an instant. Choose any number of target creatures. Each of those creatures have persist until the end of the turn. It's like a weird heroic intervention for white and black now. It doesn't protect all your permanents, but it protects all your creatures. Um, Next is Debtor's Null. It's 7 mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a creature from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Uh, we're going to kind of go over all of these in one go because they're all basically just different forms of reanimate. So, spoilers on that. I'm going to skip one card because it's going to get its own discussion. Immortal Servitude. It is X and 3 mana. And it says return each creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to your battlefield.
damn. How far did we skip? Wait, Immortal Certitude. Wait.
Oh, yeah, it's last one is
Hey,
a
it's a bunch of skipping.
Hierarch Revival. 6 mana, return each creature from each graveyard onto the battlefield under their owner's control with -1/-1 counters on them.
Get yourself some
So
reanimate, basically.
yeah, the four different cards that are like, hey, white has really good reanimate packages now, or like black green has like a
Yeah.
really good mass reanimate. Because if you're doing Elf Ball, a lot of these mass reanimate effects are pretty nice for you. If you're doing like Stompy, some of these reusable reanimate effects are nice for you. So just a lot of reanimate for white and black. However, the one notable card that we're going to be discussing, and this is the first one that we're probably going to talk about for a while, Luris of the Dream Den.
I've
He's
heard.
alive!
I've heard of this guy. I've heard of
Luris
Loris.
of
Where'd you
the Dream
go? Where'd you
Den
go, buddy?
is
Where'd you go, buddy?
there's 3 mana for a
Isn't he
3/2
passive?
lifelink. He can be your companion if your deck only has permanents that cost 2 or less. And once during each of your turns, you may cast a permanent spell that costs 2 or less from your graveyard. Okay. um, we have a lot of random Dimir commanders that cost 2. So now theoretically, they can just run Luris by cutting like a couple weird cards. There's a lot of decks that can now just throw Luris into it because they can.
Loris is pretty damning, man. Loris in
Yeah.
the companion zone for sure. Loris is getting his own talk. Yeah, kind of deserves it. I mean, what is the best? You're thinking Demir specifically?
So Demir can do stuff. There's probably some things that you can do with like what is it? You might be able to do stuff with Selesnya, like Sithis being able to replay enchantments from graveyard. That's not bad. You just have to cut your enchantments that cost more than 3, which is going to be a bottleneck, but is not like game ending. You can still play around that in Sithis to some extent. Because like if you just get out tokens and then or like small creatures and then Finale of Devastation is your win con using Sithis and some infinite mana loop, that works. Um, let's see. With black, you have Demir for Thassa's Oracle things. You have Golgari for Hermit Druid things, and you have black, blue, red Rakdos. I don't think you do anything with Rakdos with Luris. I don't think Boros either. Underworld Breach. If you
Breach,
can get like
yes.
a tiny Rakdos deck, you can do something with Breach using Luris. Um, and then on the other side, the white side of things, Selesnya can do stuff with Sithis. Orzhov or Azorius. Azorius doesn't really do anything. Azorius is not its own color set, and I
Mm.
can't even think of a 2-drop Azorius commander.
Dude,
And
Luris
then
Luris
finally,
companion up with like LED on turn one
yeah,
into your
it's
breach pile.
Lurrus is gonna be a whole freaking conversation, and honestly, I think that Lurrus and Zerta, which is gonna be one of the last things that we cover.
Hmm.
Those are gonna be the two things that require their own
Dude.
entire discussions.
Yeah, Zerd is dope. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that those discussions will be longer once we assess all those legends, but there's so many to cover that it's just keep an open mind. That Loris is probably going to be a good companion. He's always been a
Yeah,
good companion.
somebody brought up Francisco as the two cost companion
There we
or
go.
the two cost partner that you
Yeah,
can use with
Roger.
Rog to do Lurrus.
Yep, 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 yep. Resacking your Roger. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Dude, stop. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
good.
you
That's
just
really
keep
good.
stacking Rogrek and recurring
Oh
it
my
over and over and over
god.
again for zero.
Yeah, zero mana legend. I mean, you already have Loris out, so you get the benefits of having like a legendary out. But at any rate, Loris is great, and so is Zerta, and we'll get to Zerta later. But
Yep.
is that it for Orzo?
That is it for Orzhov. It was just a whole lot of mass reanimation and then Lurrus. Um, Going to Izzet, another avatar card, which is just kind of semi-relevant. Abundant or abandoned attachments. It's just 2 mana, instant. It's a lesson. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards.
Nice.
That's more so just because blue needs more discard effects to do great stuff. So I'm happy to see it. I'm going to be running it in my Zer deck probably. Um, First interesting card from Izzet, Blister Coil Weird. This is 1 mana for 1/1 that says when you cast an instant or sorcery, give this +1/+1 and untap it. Mix this with green, and you can do a lot of mana shenanigans because if you can make this tap for mana, it kind of does funny things. There's also a lot of weird combos with this card that are now enabled if you can play outside of Izzet, because I think you could do some weird stuff in Rakdos and some weird stuff in Simic and so on. So interesting combo card. Don't think it's going to be played everywhere, but it's more funny combo shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some sort of line of play with Isochron Scepter or something, but it's pretty convoluted. It's still quite good by itself, though, just attached with any sort of value effect that makes it tap.
Yeah. Next we have Jin of uh sorry, Jin Illumin Jin Illuminist. That's not what it's called, but I'm not going to try to pronounce that.
Illuminatus.
Yeah, Illuminatist. Okay, there we go.
Sure.
Jin Illuminatist. It's a 7 mana 3/4 high cost, yes, with flying, but it says each instant and sorcery spell you cast has
Oof.
replicate. The replicate cost is equal to its mana value.
Oof.
There are some dumb things you can do with this, and yeah, you can replicate like some stupid things. Uh the one thing I don't know, uh how does replicate work with X cost cards? I actually okay, hold it's at the bottom. If you cast an X cost spell, the mana value is okay, so if you cast like Chord of Calling, you do have to pay for the X a second time. But this is just a very, very decent value engine that people are potentially going to be running in like Simic decks or Gruul decks now because hey, it turns out if you can just go like I'm going to play what is it called? If I'm going to play the Tormenting Voices, I'm going to discard 1 card and I'm going to replicate the card over and over and over and over and over and over and over again with all my mana. I'm going to refill my entire hand. So cool card. I think it's going to be played in like decks that need more greed and value in casual. Don't think it's going to be played in competitive,
Hmm,
but it
probably.
is fun, and I brought it up because it is fun. Next is another fun card, Mirror Sheen. This card pretty much never works, but it's more playable now, so hopefully it's going to work. It's 3 mana for an enchantment. You can pay 3 mana, copy an instant or sorcery spell that targets you, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Um, there's gonna be dumb infinite mana things you can do with this and potential combos and win cons and things. You can search this with Zur now, and I'm sure that there's gonna be some stupid infinite with Zur that you can do. Honestly, is there like target player untap? I'll look it up later. Mirror Sheen has combo potential. The fact that you can play it in mono blue or mono red means that it has more combo potential.
Bro,
Uh, Funny card has become more scary than funny, but I respect the heck out of it.
bro, tell me you brought up Noggle Bridge Breaker.
Because I'm not gonna pay 4 mana to bounce one land.
Wait, I didn't know Noggle was a tribe. I didn't know we had Noggle as a subtype at all. What the
I didn't know
fuck?
that either.
What the fuck is a Noggle? What are
It looks
these?
like a donkey goblin.
Wait, Will, how many Noggles are there? How many Noggles? Guess.
I have no idea. If I'm gonna
Take
guess,
a
I'm
guess.
gonna say 7.
Okay, guess what colors they are exclusively.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is
okay, well,
it?
that gives it away. Okay, they're all common and uncommon, and there's only 4.
Oh my god.
There's Noggle Ransacker, Noggle Hedge Mage, Noggle Bridgebreaker, Noggle Bandit. What the fuck is a Noggle,
Yeah, I
man? I
guess
didn't
these
know.
are donkey goblins. I guess noggles are donkey goblins.
Uh, well, I mean, I don't know about that. They're just Noggles, bro. They're their own thing. I had no
Yeah,
idea.
turnabout. There we go. You can turn about yourself with a Mirror Sheen to go infinite. So that's a new potential line you can do with Zer. Um,
Yeah, do that while I pondered Noggles for a second. I also like how the artist took a different direction with each one. Like the first one here, the bandit's hyper realistic. The second one is just a dickhead. The third one also kind of looks hyper realistic, and the last one's very cartoonish. It kind of reminds me of the Gargoyles animated series.
um,
Anyways,
Next, Sahili Sublime Artificer. This is a
oof.
card that we've talked about before, and it's just better because you can play it in more decks. It's 3 mana for a 5 loyalty planeswalker that says you can -2 to have a target artifact you control become a copy of another target artifact or creature you control until the end of the turn, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. Whenever you cast an on-creature spell, you make a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token.
Pretty good.
These are effects that these are Psymaster Thopterist effects. People really like it. Being able to also duplicate one of your things is also just really good. Uh, Very good card. Will definitely be seeing some kind of play.
Can Norman Osborn use Luris in this companion zone?
Yes, because it's Norman has black and Norman is 2 mana.
But Green
No.
Goblin.
Yeah, no. You only care about the front effect. You only care about the front side for anywhere other than on the stack and on the field. So yes, he is 2 mana.
That's pretty fucking cool then with Luris.
Yeah. What you can't run the rook turret combos that we ran, but like
Yeah.
you can still run some things. So like that works. That works.
Well, we get Sahili boys potentially.
Yeah,
I like this.
Sahili does stuff. There's only 2 cards in Golgari that I thought were notable enough. One of them I talked about with you earlier, before stream, Patrick. Fiend Artisan.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the better ones, frankly.
Yeah, this is, I think, one of the few non-companion cards that is going to be like actually kind of game shaking to some extent. With how this changes, because for those who don't know, Fiend Artisan is a 2 mana 1/1 that gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard, and you can pay X and one of either black or green. Tap it, sacrifice another creature, and search your library for a creature of mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield, shuffle, and you can only activate that at sorcery speed. The reason why Fiend Artisan is so scary is because the worst color pair that you can run Fiend Artisan is Golgari, meaning any other color pairing that you can run is significantly better for Fiend Artisan. The reason why he sucks in Golgari, green has access to only creature tutors, meaning that you're flooding yourself with creature tutors. Black has access to all the other tutors, so you can already tutor for creatures en masse without Fiend Artisan. So Fiend Artisan doesn't do a lot in Golgari. But if you're doing Rakdos, you can turn your Rograk into like Kiki Jiki or like any other random black creature that does a lot. Opposition Agent, Rand Magistrate, name things that would annoy the crap out of people, Orcish Bowmaster. You can do stupid things by sacrificing stuff and then searching for just decent black cards. Because now you have a consistent tutor engine in black that you just need to use one tutor to set up. In addition to the fact that you can set up Forgel with this kind of well. And
Yeah.
there's the I think it's like Witch Staff Crafter or something like that. I'm gonna look up the spell shape or the spell crafter. really quick because I should. People played this for like a little bit. It is Divining Witch. Divining Witch is a creature that is demonic consultation or yeah, demonic consultation spell shaper. So you can pay 1 to black, discard a card, choose a card name, exile the top 6 demonic consultation. You can search this up and then also search up Thoracle and activate this guy's effect with Thoracle in the stack and win the game. Um, you have options weirdly enough with Fiend Artisan being in black because in Demir you can set up Thoracle lines. In Orzhov you can set up Leon and Relic Order lines, Abdel lines, so on and so forth.
Josh, I like where your head's at with the Fiend Artisan sacking Gravecrawler, Forsaken Miner for Warren Soul Trader.
Yep, that's another example. And then you can also like you have so many options where this gives you a lot of lines in just black. This gives you lines in Orzhov. This gives you lines in Rakdos with like Kiki Jiki stuff, and this gives you lines in Demir. On the green side of things, this means that you now have a way to constantly search up all of your creatures. So even though you have a bunch of creature tutors in green, now Fiend Artisan lets you get whatever you need as a toolbox. So in Simic, you can transform your elves and your dorks and things into actual big threats later, like Consecrated Sphinx, that will give you card draw to pivot to help you get ahead in the game. In Boros, you can help set up combo things because, hey, turns out you can find Hyrex Tower Scout, untap Fiend Artisan, sacrifice something else, find Kiki Jiki, win the game. In green, what is it? Green white Selesnya, you're sacrificing every stacks piece to find a different stacks piece on any given moment in time. So
At sorcery.
you have the toolbox of pissing people the crap off. And then in what would the last one be? Red, white, blue. Yeah, sorry, no, red, white, and blue. So it's Fiend Artisan does a lot when you're
It's
not
good.
Golgari. And I'm very happy to see how this is going to play
Does
out.
Kinnan play Fiend Artisan? Probably. I mean, with
Yes,
X being the
probably.
value, like you kind of hit it really easily. Like you need to tap one of your forest and then just generate the colorless mana. I mean,
Well, here's the thing. Fiend Artisan in Kennen very
yeah,
easily
you
finds
would.
Hull, and if you
Yeah,
can't do Hullbreak Horror, you find Thrasios, and
right.
if you can't find Thrasios, you find like a thing that finds Basalt Monolith, like you find a Tribute Mage? No, Tribute. Did I nail it? Hold on. Trophy Mage. You find Trophy Mage,
To get your
and then
basalt.
it finds Basalt Monolith.
Yeah, you
Like,
you definitely run it there. I think you definitely run it in Kinnan.
yeah, Fiend Artisan, good card, scary card. Outside of companions, I think it's probably going to be one of the most like actual notable changes for the format.
For sure.
Um, Second Golgari card, significantly less scary and notable. Honorable mention first. Hogak. Hogak just being a thing in like self-mill like mono black decks, pretty good. Same with green decks, pretty good. Hogak is going to be better in the 99 of a couple different decks. So props to Hogak. The other card I actually did want to mention, and this is a weird one because this is a card that once again I feel like was kind of bad for its color set specifically, but is good when you can take it out of its colors. Worm Harvest, 5 mana sorcery for a retrace spell that says make a 1/1 black green worm creature token for each land card in your graveyard. If you're doing a self mill deck, you can make a lot of 1/1s. The issue is Golgari didn't have a ton of ways to take advantage of the bodies too well because green doesn't care about having like a lot of worms in play too much and couldn't mill too many lands. And then black could sacrifice the worms, but black has some trouble with like bulk self mill. They can chain together, but like black did not want to run this. But if you're doing like Demir, you overdraw with blue, you have a bunch of lands in hand, you can turn those lands into worms, which will let you do stuff with black to get more mana and keep going. For Simic, kind of the same thing. With Simic, you get more cards in hand, green ramped you, and then you actually care about the bodies in green, and then you have the ability to keep making worms in blue. makes a bad kind of unplayable card kind of more playable.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. Uh,
I'm surprised we're
Next card.
50-50 on this poll, by the way. I don't know if you guys are
What have
tracking the.
people said? What's the
Well,
poll?
there's 28 votes. Hybrid mana concerning color identity should count as either or count as both. It's 50-50 right now. I am impressed by that.
Yeah, I'm surprised we don't have like a landslide for people being like it can be either.
Seriously, if you've seen the cards we discussed, only few are like really groundbreaking so far, and we're getting into Boros, so don't expect anything.
Uh, Next, this is one that I kind of like for a very stupid and weird reason. Balefire Liege. It's 5 mana for a 2/4 that says your red creatures have +1/+1, your white creatures have +1/+1. When you cast a red spell, deal 3 damage to a player or planeswalker, and when you cast a white spell, gain 3 life. Weirdly enough, the reason why I like this is the gain 3 life effect. White weirdly does not have the ability to gain large chunks of life very quickly, and this kind of fixes that. It's so weird to say that, but like, yeah, this is one of the better ways of gaining life in white. I know Soul Sisters are a thing, but like, Soul Sisters gain an incremental 1 life every time. So to gain like 9 life with Soul Sisters is a lot of work. To gain 9 life with this is nothing.
That's true. It's not. It's not difficult. It is difficult to cast, mind you, but it's not difficult to
Yes.
gain the life.
Yeah. And then Anthem is also just nice, making your white creatures bigger is useful. Um Next, Blade Historian. It's good
Oh,
in Winota, it's good in any other deck that cares about their board being able to be played in more decks is good.
yeah, I like that.
Next is
Just Winona.
Boros Reckoner. Another one of the
Oh my
that
gosh,
Swan card, Patrick. This goes in the same deck as that Swan. Whenever this creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. You can pay 1 to give this first strike. Um, you just blasphemous act this and the Swan to draw 13 cards and deal 13 damage to something.
gains first strength on one of our stills. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's tis funny. When in doubt, tis funny. Uh, Unfortunately, the rest of the Boros cards are kind of either irrelevant or are technically not split cards or technically not dual color cards.
Sad.
But there's 2 more in Boros, and they're at the very, very end.
Is there?
First
What's
off,
the retrace? What's the retrace one for extra combat? What's that called again?
Waves of Aggression, the one of 2 cards that I was bringing up.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty. That this one's pretty good.
Yeah, it's this being legal in red is so good. I'm so happy. I've wanted to use this for so long, but there's no good Boros Punch decks.
Same,
This is great.
same, and seriously, I mean, this is really good,
Also,
and
there's
this is really good in the Heb.
this is also going to be like a dumb combo card in like a million different decks because now that it's like, hey, your Bant deck can tap all of its dorks to get a bunch of mana, then you can just discard a land and pay 5 mana to untap all your dorks and keep going. That works. You can do that in Selesnya, you can do that in Bant, you can do that whatever. This is going to incidentally just become a weird dramatic reversal clone. I'm kind of for that. And finally, the other card that is potentially going to be a problem, Zerta, the Dawnwaker. Um, Zerta combos with a lot of things. Zerta combos with Basalt Monolith to make infinite mana. Zerta can combo with like Grim Monolith for the same thing. And Zerta, just by cost reduction, makes a lot of weird combos more viable. For instance, like I'm just going to bring up a very dumb option that works. Heliod the Sunground. It has an activated ability. Ballista has an activated ability. A lot of the random things that you run in the deck have activated abilities. You don't need to work too hard to make Heliod into a Zerta legal deck, and Zerta just makes the Heliod combo significantly cleaner. So that's just good. In addition to the fact that in any in any red deck, as long as you're able to run activate abilities on all your things. You can get infinite mana very easily in white as long as you have a commander that has an infinite mana outlet in either of these colors. You can just tutor Basalt Monolith, infinite mana with Zerta, game. Um, Zerta does a lot. I The fact that you have to build your deck in a specific way does bottleneck Zerta a good deal. But
Yeah.
the reason why Zerta wasn't scary before was because Thrasios is neither of Zerta's colors. However, now that you can play Zerta with any white or any red partner and Thrasios means that you have a lot more things you can work with. So, for instance, if I just quickly look up legendary and partner,
Who are
you
you
can
pairing with
run.
Thrasios? Yeah, if
Yeah,
not
you can do
Timna,
Elena with Thrasios. You can do going through the list of partners with actives
they're
that
not
have either
good.
white. Actually, hold on. Why am I doing this in the slow way? Um, Boros. There we go. Uh, include at least white. Partners that include at least white. You have Livio, which people weren't going to really run Livio Thrasios. Actually, Livio Thrasios with Zerta is
Could
not
work.
bad. Livio Thrasios was a deck that people run. The only issue with that is you can't play Village Bellringer, so you don't have a loop. But Livio becomes a
Mm.
significantly better value engine if you have a Zerta. Outside of that, Livio is the only white partner that gives you Zerta.
Yeah, Josh,
For
I
red,
was
you
I
have
was literally asking myself if I want this in Oswald. I don't think so necessarily. I mean,
yeah.
you don't really need it. I like the idea of it, but you don't really need
Oh,
it.
somebody brought up Zerta in Emil the Blessed. Yeah, if you have anything, it's just ETB, make a mana or two. That's infinite. Um,
With activated.
yeah, with activated. Oh wait, Thrasios Jessica. Thrasios Jessica is probably one of the better setups that
Oh,
you can do with that.
yeah, that's pretty damn good actually. All those loyalty abilities cost 2 loyalty less.
Yeah,
No, no,
two mana
no,
less, but yeah.
no. I
But yeah,
wish.
long and short, Zerta can be a problem with Thrasios now, and that's maybe scary, but also bottlenecking on a lot of the things that would give you like draw and value. Like you can't run Ristic Study anymore, which hurts, but does the ability to just tutor up Basalt Monolith in Teamer or Bant and then win the game supersede that?
Mm,
That is the question, and the answer is probably yes.
that's like I don't know. I feel like Ristic Study is such a damn good card, but having Zerta accessible at any point is kind of clutch,
Yeah.
especially with
Just
Thrasios.
just saying like, I found a thing that tutors an artifact game seems really good. Those are the Boros cards I had. For Simic, I have a lot of things for Simic. And most of them come down to the same general concept. Um, First, Biomatic Mastery. It is just 7 mana. Draw a card for each creature target player controls. Then draw a card for each creature another target player controls. Um, Pay a lot of mana in green draw cards. You can vary in
Savala.
casual, you can very easily draw like a double digit number of cards with this effect, and that's just a lot of draw in green. So green has a little bit of trouble drawing sometimes. This can help fix that. um Next one, this is a pet card of mine, Biomass Mutation. It is X and 2 instant. Creatures you control become base XXs until end of turn. um Pay mana, win the game. Play elf ball, do elf ball things.
I dig it.
uh Yeah, tis a fun card. Next, and this is one that I actually believe is going to be going from like kind of a joke card to a really playable card. Cold Eye Selkie. It's 3 mana for 1/1 with Island Walk. When it deals combat damage, draw that many cards. The bigger you make Cold Eye Selkie, the more cards you draw. If you are playing any buff deck, any deck that can give a creature any level of stats, whether it be +1/+1 counters or just like Selvala, Cold Eye Selkie is a really sick draw engine. Because if you're low on hand in Selvala, you know you can't get a combo off, but you have like one creature tutor and a couple buffs. Creature tutor Cold Eye Selkie. Next turn, turn Selkie into like a 10/10. Swing and draw 10. with 10 cards in hand in Selvala, you could probably win the game.
There's going to be an island.
It's going to be an island. Well, it's
Yeah.
not one card. You're drawing equal to power, but
No,
like,
no, but there will be at least one island for the island
oh
walk.
yes, you mean for Island Walk?
Yeah,
Yes, somebody's going to be playing blue.
yeah. Zerda
So yeah,
Eldrazi Displacer is kind of cool.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
but Cold Ice Selkie, really good card. Look forward to seeing it in look forward to seeing it in a lot of weird decks because if this does become legal in green, this fixes a lot of the draw problems in green because I think right now one of the issues green has is you cannot tutor for a draw engine in green unless it costs 4 more mana. Like Toski is the best thing you can really tutor for, and outside of Toski, it's like Regal Force,
What's
which
that
is
4 mana
7
guy
mana.
that costs 2 less if there's an island?
Okam Adversary. And
Yeah,
he's if an opponent controls a green permanent.
green permanent. Yeah, which is never the case anymore, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Selkie's just better at that.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
worst case scenario, 3 mana draw card every turn.
You'll buff it.
Yeah. Uh Next, this is a casual card, but it's gonna be a good one. Gilder Baron. It's 3 mana for a 1/3. Pay 3 to untap it. Double the number of counters of each kind of counter on target permanent. He's a Super Friends card. You can play in the other Super Friends colors that aren't in Civic now.
Yeah, and
Cool.
it's Nils art. So sorry.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is why I think of Gilder Baron ever is the Nils Hom art. Some of the best art in the game. Thank you, Nils.
And sticking on the draw train for Civic, I added Karuga in here, not as a companion, but more so in the 99, because honestly, 5 mana, just draw a card for each 3 mana permanent you control is not too bad as a search effect, at least in casual. In competitive, probably not as good, but Karuga's decent in the 99 for casual,
Mm.
and being able to tutor it up is very nice.
Yeah.
And oh, somebody said like hold on. Magda would get access to more 1 mana doors, for example. Is that for Zerda or is that for
Yeah. Zerda with Shattergang is kind of funny.
Zerda's dumb with a lot of things. Like there's a lot of commanders that people haven't even like thought about with Zerda because they're like, it's only red or it's only white. It's gonna be very dumb very soon.
Honestly, I like Zerda with Shattergang Brothers. Just chaos. It's kind of funny,
Yeah.
dude.
Last Simic card that I have that I think is actually gonna be pretty nice. Kiora Behemoth Beckoner.
Yeah.
3 mana for a 7 loyalty that says -1 untapped target permanent. Whenever creature you control with power 4 or greater enters, draw a card. That's honestly just a decent draw engine and a decent mana engine because she's a dork. She's a 3 mana dork that's drawing you a handful of cards. Cool card.
No, I agree. I think that probably goes into Zavala as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
goes in decks. Just very nice.
it's super good in Zavala, but yeah. Zerda
Yeah,
and
it's
Tyam,
good.
actually. Zerda and Tyam for sure. And Magda would get more 1 mana dorks with the possible rules change, Pirate is saying.
Oh, with the random dwarves becoming multicolored. Got it. Got it. Yeah, that does make sense. Uh, Finally, we have the tricolors or less. Or we have the tricolors more, I mean. I have 2 tricolors and 1 Wooburg, and the Wooburg is Reaper King.
Yeah. Notable.
Somebody wanted to bring up a Ginny and Ginny Fey, and we can quickly talk about Ginny Fey. Whenever one or more
Yeah, there she
tokens
is.
are created under your control, either make that many cats or that many dogs. The cats are 2/2 hastes, the dogs are 3/1 vigilance. If you're making food, cool. This can be mono green, this can be Boros, and this can be mono green. It has to be green in some way, so it's a mono green card now. Um, I don't know if this changes decks too much, but like hold on, wait. I want to double check something.
You
Uh,
just cracked Ginny Fey.
okay, non-token. I was looking at Samwise Gamgee, and I'm like, wait, can you just make a cat instead of making the food, which makes a food that makes a cat that makes a food that makes a cat that makes a
You
food
mean
that
the
makes a cat that
Selesnya
makes a food that makes a cat?
Samwise?
No, no, no. Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you have either one as your commander, but I'm like, that doesn't math because people would be just playing Jenny as a commander and running Sam in the 99 and doing that, wouldn't they? Correct. People aren't doing that because that does not work that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Um,
Abzan food. You can go in there.
yeah, Jenny's just a cool card. If you're playing green and you need to make your tokens a little bit bigger, Jenny can give them haste or vigilance and give them a different stat line.
I took it.
Cool card. The two cards that I have on my list, funnily enough, are duo cards or they're fusion cards. So, cease and desist is the first one. So it's a you just type in cease or desist,
Oh,
either one.
I got you.
Cease is one and either a black or green that says instant. Exile up to one target. Exile up to two target cards from a single graveyard. Target player gains 2 life and draws a card. So it's a little bit of grave hit and a cantrip. Or desist. 4, green or white, and green or white. For a sorcery, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. It's another artifact and enchantment wipe that can also grave hate a little bit, and it's just a green card. So cool.
Not bad.
And then for the other one, it was Flotsam and Jetsam. Uh, Flotsam is one and a Simic for an instant, mill 3 cards and
Sick.
investigate. Jetsam is uh, 4 Demir for sorcery. Each opponent mills 3 cards. Then you may cast a spell from each player's graveyard without paying its mana cost. If a spell was cast this way, it is exiled instead of being put into a graveyard. So it's just 6 mana, steal each of the best things from your opponent's graveyard, and then exile them afterwards, which is honestly just kind of a good effect. You can ignore the flotsam or flotsam to
Yeah.
some extent. It's just jetsam is good.
Yeah, don't disagree. I like Jetsam. The Jetsam aspect is far better. I
And
mean,
finally, and I'm going to bring up an honorable mention first in Wooburg, which is Ulalek. He's the Wooburg Eldrazi commander. Since he's technically colorless on the back of each pip, he can be played in any deck. So he can be put in the 99 of any Eldrazi deck if you want to have him in the deck. But the actual Wooburg commander that is notable is Reaper King. Reaper King is what is it called? It's a two-brid white, two-brid blue, two-brid black, two-brid red, and two-brid green. So you can either pay
to
two
Brewberg.
for a 6/6 scarecrow that says your other scarecrows have +1/+1, and whenever another scarecrow you control enters, destroy target permanent. He's just kind of a weird destroy permanents card that you can now run in decks.
Yeah,
He's mean golem but weird.
yeah, it's like a weird way to go about, I guess, finishing the game. Like if you remove everyone's permanents, then there's not much of a game happening. So it's not a bad outlet, depending your list. But oh shit, there's a Dwight Schrute Reaper King. I didn't even know this. Wow, wow. We have the office. Okay, go with the Shadow Moral one, please. Could you put Thopter Assembly into Mir or Azorius? Could we? Well, I mean, nothing is established yet, but I mean, I guess you could. Thopters, well, if it's generic, sure. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control no Thopters other than Thopter Assembly, return Thopter Assembly to its owner's hand and create 5/1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Could you put Thopter Assembly into Mir or Azorius? The answer is yes. Evelyn is actually really disgusting for Edgar.
I think that's
It's
not the
the
Manador
black one. Evelyn the
thing, but
covetous.
yeah.
I didn't really take a gander at her, but you mean
Whenever this or another vampire enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of each player's library with a collection counter on it. Once I keep thinking this as the World Gorger card. That's why I didn't even think of looking at it. Once each turn, you may play a card with the collection counter on it. Uh, if it was exiled by its ability, and you spend mana, so it's mana of any color to cast it. Yeah, okay. So it's just you can if you're doing Edgar in the command zone with the emblem that set or the not em is it Eminence? What's the thing your
He
commander
has
just sits
eminence.
there?
Yeah, it's that
Yeah.
Edgar. I'm pretty sure.
So you can use this because it's technically just black, and then you can basically just keep stealing people's stuff because whenever you cast a vampire or whenever you get the vamp token. So yeah, whenever you play vampire, you just steal two things from the top of people's decks. That's good. That's an interesting effect.
Wow, there are so many copies of Edgar. This is crazy. Shit, there's a over $2,000 copy of Edgar. What?
Also,
Oh,
somebody
it's
brought up. I think that Thopter Foundry was
yeah,
the
yeah,
card
yeah.
that somebody mentioned instead of Thopter Assembly. It's a pay one, sacrifice a non-token artifact. You can put a 1/1 Thopter token, or create a 1/1 Thopter token with flying and gain a life. So now instead of it being what is this? It's why am I blanking on
It's
the color
Azorius or
name?
Demir.
Esper. Esper. So instead of it being Esper, it's either Demir or Azorius. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's how it reads. Sorry,
Yeah.
I totally
Um,
forgot this was a card. Sorry, this is the copy I'm thinking of.
there
Okay.
there are some decks that would probably be happy to run this that couldn't run it before. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna close out this poll while we're here. I'm surprised it's not. I'm surprised it's so close. Out of 31 votes, 55% of you believe that hybrid mana should count as either or. Frankly, having covered it all, Will, thoughts on hybrid mana cards becoming uncorked?
Outside of Luris, Zerda, and maybe Fiend Artisan, I don't think that we're gonna have anything like cripplingly dangerous
No.
come out of this. Um, in casual, there's going to be a lot of fun things to play. There's going to be a lot of good things. I feel like it is healthy for the game for them to make it so that hybrid is either because it just gives people more space to create stuff. Um, in cEDH, Zerda's probably going to be the biggest problem out of all of those, but Zerda is also very restrictive, and if you just blow up Zerda, that's it. So
Honestly,
I think Zerda's
companions as they were restructured, like having to spend 3 generic to like even get it
or two, yeah, pay two to
or
get it to
2.
hand, and then you have to play it from there.
So damn slow, dude.
Yep,
Guttural response. Guttural response is sick. Green.
yep.
I mean, green can always
Guttural
use more
response is
tools.
going to be fantastic, and it's not like it's unhealthy. It will just slot into every red and well, maybe not red, but every green deck at the very least because it's a good counterspell.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind a third REB. I really wouldn't. That's not
And
horrible.
going on to the discussion of two Brid mana as well. Two Brid mana is fine. It's just Beseech the Queen and maybe Reaper King. It's two Brid mana is the thing that they shouldn't even think to unban it or to unlock it or uncork it, as I think is as you called it.
Yeah.
There's no point in worrying about Beseech the Queen because it's like, oh well, it's just another tutor that some decks can run as a good weird tutor. Okay.
Yeah. Who cares? It's fine. It's so expensive. Like if that's their turn, like it's not. It's really
Well, I
not.
mean, unless it's like Sylvala tapping for trip black.
Yeah, but give the girl a hand, okay?
Yeah, well, it's not like even Sylvala being able to tutor for staff domination is going to be like world ending.
Nah, you'll
Sylvala's
you'll
not high tier right now.
nah, you'll counter it anyways. Manamorphose is an interesting ritual now. Yeah, there's certain tech cards that are just going to be good. I do think that like the ones that were mentioned there, Guttural Response, Metamorphose, well, like very much appreciated. I think those cards are going to be good. But yeah, I
Thinking of
think
it,
Two Brid's totally fine.
yeah, thinking of it from a design perspective as well, the fact that it's punishing that hybrid cards exist feels wrong. Just because it's like,
They're
okay,
supposed to be flexible.
Lurrus is
Yeah.
hybrid mana, which makes the card better in every format, but specifically weaker in Commander. That feels wrong. like it feels like our format should not make cards weaker by trying to make them more diverse. So I feel like making hybrid mana just either or for color identity works better. Like I feel like for the ability to brew decks, it should be discussed as either or. For anywhere in game, they should be counted as both colors. And that's like the simplest way where you don't have to worry about rules, conditions. It's just for the sake of building decks outside of the game, cards can be treated as either or, but inside the game, cards are both. That's the easiest way that you can probably define it and use it, and then that works.
Yeah, yeah. I like that you can put Eldrazi with 2 mana in colorless decks. It's a good flavor win. Yeah. Would Beseech be the first non-land tutor that's colorless?
No, because
The Moon Silver
for
Key
instance,
technically does.
I think maybe for instance and sorceries maybe. But for general tutors, there's a lot of artifacts that tutor, and I think that there might even be like a weird colorless enchantment that tutors. I'm curious, but there's definitely a lot of artifacts that tutor because I played all of them in Primal Surge Society when Flash Hulk was a thing.
Damn, dude. This Edgar Markov, that's crazy. It costs that much. Is this the only way to get this art? Do people really like Edgar that much? I guess so. Shit,
Yeah,
this.
Edgar's a popular lad.
What a
It's
popular
also the
line.
reason why like a lot of people don't like Nahiri because Nahiri and Edgar are at each other's throats constantly.
Mm. Just trying to see. I mean,
Uh,
that's clearly the most expensive. Frankly, I like the Judge gift card the most.
it does appear that there is only artifact tutors in colorless. So like artifacts that tutor for things.
The Edgar is a serial card. Yeah, is there a non-serial version? It's really just that one version serialized. That sucks. Sorry, lads. At any rate, to answer the question, yeah, I think hybrid mana could be uncorked. I think it'll be totally fine for the format. Um,
Only real scary thing is honestly Zerta. Like Loris is good, but Loris is pretty fair, and Zerta is the only thing that's scary in the fact that it can enable Thrasios to
um,
an even higher extent.
how gross Luris is as a companion with Lazov, the multifarious specifically. It's pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Like it as a companion makes it very predictable. So like, I don't know. It's not as intimidating when you know it's coming. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
Nahiri and Soren that are at each other's throats.
did I not say Nahiri?
No, 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 no. Edgar
Who?
Markov.
Oh yeah, yes, that's what I was wrong about. Thank you.
I remember when
Yeah,
this
yeah, it's
Soren was
Edgar.
very expensive. Oh, he still is kind of
Why
expensive.
did I mix up Edgar and Soren for? Hmm,
They're both vampires.
that is on me.
They're both vampires.
Yeah, but it's okay to mix them up. They're both black. I mean, the card, the color on the card.
I think Lewis and Norman Osborn, or specifically the Goblin side, is going to be busted. Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. Honestly, let's see it. Like, I don't mind the companions being uncorked. I don't mind a handful of utility cards being uncorked, which Nahiri is validated for seeing Soren
Yeah,
abandon her to deal with Eldrazi when she asked why on Innistrad he locked him into the Hellvault. Her.
yeah, yeah. Soren is a dick, and for some reason people are like, "Oh, Soren's cool because Nahiri's angry, so Soren's clearly in the right." No, no, no. Soren is a dick.
No, I don't know that.
He legitimately is like, I'm just gonna let your plane die.
Damn, dude. I didn't know that about him. I remember really liking that mono black Soren Planeswalker. It was like really expensive at the time when it came out. Um, at any rate, that's hybrid mana in a nutshell, and everything from the Commander update, guys. If you want to catch up with everything they stated, you can check out the article that I left in the description, and or watch the video that was put out. That's also in the description. It's quite good and quite thorough. Gavin does a decent job. Go figure, right? At any rate, Will, closing thoughts?
Uh, Feel free to rewatch the stream, pick up any of the cards that we mentioned that you think might be worth picking up. I personally recommend just finding a low ball budget of what you're willing to spend on a random card that may be considered trash. Usually I say like a buck or two, and then buying at least one copy of each of these cards because depending on the card, they might become expensive. If they don't become expensive, then you already picked up your copy of the card. Doesn't hurt anything. And if it falls through, if we don't get this change because they feel like Zerda is too scary, then you still have the cards. You didn't lose a lot of money because you didn't really invest a ton. Just invest what you're comfortable with investing into these cards. And if we do get this change, which it's seeming like we will, you could make a little bit of money or already be pre set up on your card so that you don't have to spend like $60 to get Beseech the Queen later. I doubt it's going to get that high, but
No, no, no,
you
no.
never know.
On that note, Angelos asks if there's a list. We will leave a link to the list of cards in the comments. I'll leave a pinned comment for you guys so you have it after this.
Yep, yep.
Okay. All right, gang. Got an early morning. Wish me luck. Filming a video that is requiring 8 to potentially 9 actors are going to show up, and I need to storyboard all of this before 9 a.m. So we'll get this done. Don't worry, we'll get this done. I always do, but oh my god, I'm not anxious to get to it. That's that though. Let us know your favorite hybrid mana cards in the comments below, and why the hell was it 55 to 45? Come on, guys.